The lie detector determined that was a lie. The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Hey guys, how are you? I was like, you know what? If you guys sat through the outro in the last video, I was like, I'm not going to. Like, it's okay. Let's just do a little something so you know where you're at. But good morning, everyone. How are you? I was trying to think like, oh, should I go live first or should I put up that video? But I said, let me go live first. I mean, let me drop that video first, and then let's talk a little bit about the poll. Okay, so we have a poll up right now. It's Father's Day weekend, guys. So let's get into it. Okay. And then we're going to talk about the poll in the premiere. Okay. Good morning, India. Thank you for getting here first. I mean, actually, I was here first. I'm the gang star, but girl, India came on through. Okay. Thank you, India. Thank you, Jay Breezy. Thank you, April. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, pineapples. Period. Good morning. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate all of you. We had almost about 400, like right up under 400 in the premiere. So thank you to everyone for that. Hopefully everyone is going to get some coffee and then they're going to be coming through. Guys, hit the thumbs up for me if you don't mind. Good morning. Hey, girlfriends. Good morning. Thank you again to the sis who dropped that off to us. I thought that was so cute. Thank you, girlfriend. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Guys, don't forget Dear Fran is a thing. So hit that link. Or if there's someone at your job who like, girl, you need to ask Miss Fran. You need to ask Fran. Or you know what, girl, you got I mean, look, I'm gonna send you this link. Ask her, okay? Because she'll tell you. All right. Or just have a question. You can just click on that Dear Fran, okay? All right, let's talk about it real quick. Let me snap a picture just in case it gets missing. Okay, so right now in the present, if you weren't just in the premiere, it is pinned above. So go watch that. After you watch this, you'll know exactly what we're talking about. Okay, but let's talk about this poll. So if you guys go ahead and vote, and like button, or thumbs up, excuse me. I guess I'm just of the era of like button versus hit the thumbs up. I think. I don't know. I don't know if that's how long. Look, if you don't mind, I'd appreciate it. I'm getting my tea, literally. Yes. Someone just asked me, am I still dropping tea? And I was like, if there's a tea available, I'm not a manufacturer. I'm not a tea plant over here. I don't manufacture tea. I don't drop cold tea. I don't do beef or bologna. Okay. Just to set that straight. Let's just do that housekeeping item real quick. I don't make shit up. I try not to really discuss anything I don't know or can't verify. Um, and that's pretty much it. I mean, sis doesn't have wings, and you know what I mean? A bitch ain't perfect, okay? But I do reactions, reviews, and commentary. That's how I started this channel, and that's what I do. If we just happen to uncover some tea, in a video, because people talk too much and they don't even realize they're telling on themselves, and sis's intuition is quite powerful. You can, I mean, girl, all you got to do is watch these videos. You can't cover up much for long, okay? But as far as dropping tea, I'm not a tea channel. I'm just not. If there's some tea to be had, yeah, we gonna talk about it for sure, but I'm not a tea channel. But yeah, thanks to the sis for asking that. I appreciate that. Just to get it clear on what sis does over here, it says it on top: reactions, reviews, and commentary of whatever falls in my lap at that moment, right? Poll in front of us right now. Daddy gone 100% and in the wind. Happy Father's Day, YouTube moms. Okay. Splash, I got a new Benz. Is that daddy gone? So we're voting for daddy most gone. Okay. Is it Splash, I got a new Benz? Is it hips working double, triple overtime? Is it my man, Mr. Fictitious? Is it Recon, son named Drake? Am I married, Mucker? Is it him? I mean, there are so many to pick from. I mean, there's just some it was just foolish to even bother to ask, but I think these were some good ones. Definitely, girl, daddy, I got a new Benz, Splash the Dawn, big hips, working overtime, double time, triple time. My man, Olivia. Can't even put Mr. Fictitious, Jafakin Cop, Casper, all the things, Mr. X, who's your baby daddy, everything. Okay. Where's the man? Okay. And then Rakan, do I have a son named Drake? Am I married? Girl, I got into Latoya's videos last night because I felt like I had to. I mean, there's some nonsense going on there. So we'll get into that in just a second. I wrote down a list because it was too much. So let's talk about this real quick. So Keesha was at the office. We just premiered this video, so go watch it. It was a fun reaction. Sis, why hasn't Sis sold a house yet? That's what we were asking. Go check it out. Sis made some sort of kind of stewed beef, pot roast concoction in a Pyrex that was way too small with a ton. If you think Chris seasons heavy, you hadn't seen nothing yet. Go watch this video. Keisha's got it posted and I just reacted to it. So go where, no gatekeeping over here. No one's going to accuse me of that. But at the end of the day, I did just react to the video. So I'm inviting you to go watch my video of my reaction. And it is linked above in this live at the moment. Okay. And I think when this live is over, I already set it up that it will roll you automatically into that live. So if you just sit tight, girl, you'll be right back in there. Okay. Why hasn't Keesha closed a house yet? Now, do I know for a fact she hasn't closed a house? I don't. But what I do know is that Sis bought props and Sis is probably going to be running and jumping and announcing from the rooftop that she closed on something. So we know how Sis is. And if she's not talking, it hadn't happened yet. And that's just my opinion. Okay. We know that she filmed, she in anticipation of Sis closing, before she went to get her boobs done, which was over 2 weeks ago now, she filmed a closing and gave a closing gift of some almost dead flowers and like some damn Stella Rosa or some, what was that brand? It's a grocery store brand. Of some like pink champagne or pink champagne or damn I don't know. Oh, wasn't it pink Moscato? It was something. Okay. Barefoot, some barefoot pink Moscato. It was about a 20, a nice little, she's gonna get thousands of dollars and Sis is getting some almost dead flowers and some barefoot sparkling pink juice. Okay. So, and I get it. I mean, if she hasn't closed anything yet, it is an investment, but she's more worried about her clothes than giving a gift to the person who, allowed her to help the home buying process, right? Why hasn't Keesha sold a house yet? So allegedly, we don't know for sure, but based on what I surmise, my opinion, and what you guys say, we'll start from the bottom. 219 of you voted. 16% said social media negative footprint. You can take that how you want. Sis is on social media quite a bit. It's not all positive, and I'll let that speak for itself, right? Along with trying to do credit counseling and all kinds of things. That would roll us into unprofessional presentation. We just saw her in that video. The video opens up, Keisha's walking into the office, self-admitted crusty. What does crusty mean by Keisha standards? Maybe flip-flops. maybe some old tennis shoes. Girl, definitely bike shorts. Could be very, girl, we don't even know. We don't know. All we know is that she had that green t-shirt on that she's cooking in. And it appeared to be a work day. Unless you are creeping in the office at 7 a.m. and nobody is there, I would never advise anyone to go into an office looking like that or on a Saturday, because you could run into your regional VP, you could run into the owner of the company, depending on how small or large your company is. I mean, if you're at a headquarters, you could run into the CFO. There could be a board meeting going on, and all of the leadership could be coming in from all over the world, depending on where you work and what level access you have. You never want to look like you're not ready to be sitting at that table. That's one thing that I'm going to tell you, having worked in corporate America for a long time, is that you don't want to go to work looking like shit. You go to work looking like shit, they got a spot for you, and it's not at their table. It won't even be in the room, and it might not be on their floor. That's the floor you don't have access to, right? Anyway, unprofessional presentation. That was 23%. So 18% of you voted social media negative footprint. 23% of you said unprofessional presentation. 24% of you said still needs sales / closing training. They keep miraculously asking her to come in and do, like, I don't know, Saturday morning meetings or lunch and learns or whatever they're calling it over there. And how is she training? How is she instructing people when she doesn't have any bit of a proven track record yet, other than she does social media outside of real estate, and maybe show them some pointers? But what is that relevant to closing a house? You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to push back and tell people, I'd rather use my time to call clients, do a listing appointment, rather than feed the needy in my office when I just started 6 months ago and I need to close a damn house. But sis is falling for the okey doke, and she's allowing people to use her for whatever knowledge she has of social media. Thinks it's cute because sis likes accolades and likes to be set apart. But what you're doing is, I think, taking time away from revenue generating activities, which is what you should be doing to hold on to your desk and to get on the books and to get a paycheck. I think I'm like, girl, I don't get it. Hire somebody with a social media background to come and teach the people who pay fees to have a desk. Why are you asking someone who's only been in the house for 6 months, who hasn't closed anything? Why? Because it's free? Girl, sis falling for the okey doke. That's just my lame street opinion. I don't know, girl. I think I'm right though. I think you got to learn how to push back and show people your priorities. And your priority at a real estate office is for you to close and sell houses, not for you to educate your peers. I think that's like, girl. Okay. Anyway, enough on that. Last but not least, the number one reason why allegedly Keesha has not sold a house yet. Sis not focused. She's not just number two, falling for the okey doke. Okay. Not focused. Too much going on. Want to do too much, trying to go where the money is. And the money is where you sat and studied and got your license for. That's what you need to be focusing on. But at the end of the day, if you want to run around and try to help people get their social media up, and you're not closing a house, you should be running around with who, you know what I'm saying? Like, for me personally, when I first started working, I would attach myself to whoever was doing what I wanted to do, or whoever was where I wanted to be in terms of setting up lunch, networking, all of those things. You sitting at home by yourself, filming, making pot roast, running around after Jeremy, hearing that there's a house for $1 million, listed and people aren't even qualified. I mean, number one thing I would do is get out of the network of people who don't have deposits and don't have credit. There, I'm sure, are some people in that agency practice who don't have that problem. Either the people are coming with duffel bags full of cash or have the accounts to back up whatever deficiency there might be in credit, or vice versa. Okay. There are some people that don't have those problems. But to me, the thing that Keesha does a lot of is talk about credit, which tells me that she's dealing with a clientele that don't have any, or they have credit problems. And in my opinion, that is someone who needs to come back in 6 months to a year. Because if you can't pay a basic bill, when that water heater breaks, when something comes through the roof, when your pipes start leaking or your sewer backs up into your yard, not into the crosswalk or the street, when it's on your property, that's your problem. And you need to have money to be able to handle things at your house. When someone backs into your garage, yes, there's homeowners insurance and all those things, but there's things called deductibles and all of those things. I mean, I'm not trying to talk anybody out of getting a house, but if you have to move heaven and earth to get a house, you might want to spend those resources on cleaning your credit. So therefore you qualify for a better rate and you are actually closing and making money, because housing values are going up every single day. And you could close on a house today and in 6 months, your house could be worth $50,000 more over what you closed at. I mean, that's just what the market is doing and did over the pandemic and all of those things. Inventory was very low. And right now, while interest rates are very high, it's not a great market for people who don't have good credit. It's not a good market for anyone, just to be honest. It's not even just about good credit. It's that money is very expensive to borrow right now. And she is scraping the bottom of the barrel to try to qualify people and then entering into what sounds to me like a very risky endeavor. But that's just my opinion, girl. That's just from what I saw, and that's just that's just my opinion. Okay. Anyway, but what I did find interesting in the video was how that lady in the office was so comfortable squaring Keesha up when she got into the office. And Keesha was like, she called her out for taking a picture of her placard outside the door. And basically Keesha was like, "Oh, it wasn't here last time." And the lady was like, "Yes, it was." "Oh, I didn't see it." Like, just being one of those office Karens and basically like letting her know, "Sis, your plaque's been here all the time. I've seen you 3 times." Like, why Keesha kept that in her video, I would have done a whole voiceover. Y'all would never have heard that. Okay. I just thought that was so funny. That just brought me right back to like the office. And I'm telling you, like, you got to shut people down like that. People who want to tell you, like, people who want to gotta square you up at your place of business and you're paying for your desk. I'd be, girl, she wouldn't say another word to me, okay, other than good morning. But sis was like, "Oh, I thought that was I thought," you could tell sis was nosy when she said, "Oh, it's been there for a long time." So she noticed that there was a jean jacket at Keisha's desk. She just assumed it was hers. And she said, "Well, I'll call and find out about it." "Ma'am, is that your jacket? Is this your desk?" See, Keisha's so like passive, but passive aggressive. Um, she's going to sit there and let that lady talk over her. But really, it was none of her business. People need to, you need to shut people down like that immediately, right? My husband is a loan officer, and Fran is right. Borrowing money now is very expensive. Unless you are paying exorbitant, let's say you come from like New York, Chicago, Silicon Valley, and you're coming to like a Charlotte or Atlanta where you're like, your head's gonna blow when you see how much you can get for your money, right? $1 million in Silicon Valley is a condo, right? or maybe a small bungalow house like Los Angeles, things like that. You can come to Charlotte or Atlanta and you can have a 4 or 5 bedroom home, 3 4 bathrooms, 3 car garage, all the things for 650 to $1 million, right? In some places, $1 million is almost like nothing, just to be honest, right? So for people who are coming from those markets, maybe not for not for purchasing of a new mortgage if you've already been a homeowner, because the rates are still going to be high. However, for a new home buyer who's paying rent and paying $3,000 and $4,000 a month for rent, $5,000 for rent, let's say that 3 to 5,000 range, and they give you a 6 and 7% interest rate, you're going to still be cheaper than your rent. So, yeah, you go ahead, you get locked in, and then you make your purchase and you keep your eyeballs on those rates. And as soon as it goes down to 3, 4, and you're qualified for 3, I mean, 6 and 7% right now is actually good credit. Okay. Or maybe there's 5 3/4. I don't know. But whatever there is, it's still high. And that's for the very good credit. Okay. But as the rates go down, you can possibly get into the 2.5s, the 3s, all that stuff. But you need, you know what I mean? That's really for someone who's never owned a home before, because it's going to be sticker price. It's going to be aches and pains for somebody who has good credit and knows that they could get a 2.5 back in the day. Okay. But there's many different variables. But I think most of the time, like this would make sense to someone who is a new home buyer, a first time home buyer rather. Yes. Well, it's expensive, but it's expensive if you are not used to seeing what you get up north or out west. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's just not $500,000. Like I'm from Bergen County, New Jersey, and $500,000 in Bergen County will barely get you into a house. It just won't. It just won't. New York City, you can forget about it. Like, it's just like you'd have to go. It's not even Brooklyn anymore. Maybe it's Queens. It might not even be Queens anymore. It's just nowhere in the New York metro. Yeah, no. It's so expensive. Okay. Connecticut, Philadelphia, it's extremely expensive. You have to pony up at least 650 to 7. To have a house that's on, a certain standard. But I mean, you're going to pay at least $500,000 at the very minimum. So that's expensive to us here in Charlotte. But if you know what the home prices are across the country, girl, it will blow your mind. So when those people come here, it's like, what? Oh my God, that's $800,000, and it's a 3 bedroom Cape Cod with, it's still in its 1970s, 1980s look. Okay. It needs to be renovated. So anyway, but that's just that. I mean, that's why a lot of people are flocking down here, because the prices are so good. Girl, let me tell you something. My younger sister, they had a limestone, which is basically a brownstone in Brooklyn. They lived in for 10 years, and they sold it for a lot over what they closed for. And it was a house that was in the family 3 generations. They got it, lived in it for right at 10 years, sold it, went to LA, and were able to pay cash for a house. Um, and the house is not to like what they were living in before. Obviously, they were in a 3-level brownstone. Now they're living in a nice little house, but it's like a 3 bedroom house, 2 bathrooms. I mean, it's nice. It's definitely not the square footage that they had before, but being debt free and just having to pay taxes is very nice. So anyway, but LA is still expensive. But a brownstone in Brooklyn, which you can't get for under $1 million, will get you a cottage, a small cottage in LA. You know what I mean? So it's shit's expensive, y'all. It's very expensive. Um, Again, that's why people love Atlanta, Charlotte, coming to like Raleigh, Durham, areas like this that are not big cities, but definitely you can have, a pretty decent lifestyle. Anyway, let's move on. But that's what was going on in Keesha's video. It was interesting. So go check it out. It was a reaction I did in members yesterday, and posted with you guys this morning. But yeah, the work etiquette was so funny to me. We didn't even talk about the cooking. The cooking was a disaster. Can we talk about the cooking for a second? um, which it's really nice to see the kids cooking. Cooking is a skill, and it's really nice to share cooking with young people, so they can learn how to not be scared of the stove and how they can be more self sufficient and all those things. So that was nice to see. However, when you're cooking with meats and all kinds of stuff, I'm going to be honest. That's not for children. Maybe meatloaf on the dining room table, in a bowl, and have some butcher paper down, something like that. But to each his own, girl. If that's how y'all do it, that's okay. Because I don't, what I mean. I'm pretty confident I'll never be invited over for dinner. And if I were, I know how to say no, thank you. Okay, so but yeah, it's a girl. However people want to do it in their house, and you want to film it and put it up on the TV for scrutiny, be my guest, right? But yeah, it was interesting. Anyway, I guess moving right along, just a quick item that I noticed this week, and I guess the end of last week, we talked about this a little bit, but you guys already know Peach McIntyre's husband's home. I don't think, we all know he never left. At the end of the day, I think that, they have or had a child in the NICU. Excuse me. They have a child in the NICU, and somebody had to stay at the hospital. So I would imagine they had, he was staying over there at the hospital. She made a big show of putting his stuff out and whatever. But girl, nobody really cares. But yeah, they're up to their shenanigans to go viral, and they went viral. And she threatened to strike a lot of people, fill out strike reports, all the things. And I don't know how well that went or not. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. She said that there was a reel she put up one day talking about Wood was getting ready to go somewhere, and then she was getting ready to get down to business filling out her strike forms and all those things. So okay, so Wood's home but never gone. um Okay, let's talk about this really quick before we move on. So Liv was at the, I mean, did you notice Jasmine? Jasmine posted a picture of the fam. You could barely see Chris's face. Let me see if I can pull it up. Where did I see that this morning? Hold on. Which I saw that, let's see, she posted it, but last night, girl, Flo had that posted, and she's standing next to Kaylin. I just erased her out, but when I saw that she actually had that posted, I was like, my God, sis. And look, at the end of the day, it is what it is. But you can't help but remember what, dealing with Chris, that's put some weight on her. I don't know if the man's stressing her out or what, but honey, that is he's got her going through something. I don't know what's going on over there, but that is just uh oh, maybe it was Instagram. Just one second. Her with the kids. Okay, just one second. Anyway, we're gonna get over there in just a second. But yeah, girl, she is looking like she's going through something. She was live last night with Chris, and we'll talk about that. I watched most of it this morning. It wasn't anything to talk about. I kind of sped through it. They were sitting there playing dominoes, her and Chris, and it was just, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just a mess. But let's talk about Liv really, really quick. So Liv was at the airport. I did a reaction to it yesterday. um you know, she's losing it. She's a very angry woman. She's got issues. She went to go pick up her kids. We haven't seen hide nor hair of what she's got going on. And she said a lot, and it was funny because in the comments yesterday, she said, I don't want my man to meet my kids. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, but in the comments, someone said, well, I thought his daughter was coming to live with y'all this summer. But when she told that lie, was she even thinking about the fact that the kids were coming and the kids can't be in the house with that man without Gerard or the court's approval or whatever the approval process is? Let me just say it like that because nobody knows anything. So she glosses right over that because she made it sound like they were living together. His daughter's going to come live with us. Okay? So maybe she's talking about after the kids leave. Maybe it was just another freestyle lie. I do not know, but that's what was asked in the comments. What about when Sir brings his daughter from New York? Well, she's at the apartment with the Webb kids, and I don't think that that's allowed. So I don't really know what's going to happen with that, but you just have to stay tuned. What I say and what I always say is, guys, you got to just ignore. I think of it this way. You know what you heard last week or yesterday, but it's all about what she's saying today. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't get caught up in the rigmarole of trying to match facts. You got to just focus on what she's saying at the moment because sis lies constantly. You know what I'm saying? If you get caught up in, but you said this 10 minutes ago and this 5 minutes ago, it's gonna fuck you up. Just to be honest, you're going to be messed up behind it. Hey, Miss True. Hey, good morning to everyone. Okay, good morning, KC, Doris, Miss True, your girl, Ma, India, Doris. I think I said hi to India before. She's the gang star. Good morning, Say Cheese, Dovely. Good morning, everyone. Double H, TS, everyone. Good morning, Trisha. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm sure I missed a lot of people. I haven't scrolled back up. Arlene, Sherry. Yeah, so it's just a mess, guys. So the kids are back. She was at the airport. I think she just did not realize that when she was in the airport that message, welcome to Love Field, because I think she would have tried to play with people about where she was and what she was doing. And it was after that moment she looked super duper nervous and was looking over her shoulders and trying to see if anybody was coming. You know what I mean? Like, why be scared on live? You know what? You wouldn't have had to been scared at all had you sat there, got a magazine, opened your phone, read a book, prepared for your children, maybe ran a credit report, review your finances. I don't know. I don't know what's a good use of Olivia Johnson's time. I do not. But I know that if I had a couple of hours ahead of me, I would be exploring the airport. I would be in a sit down restaurant with, which I guess she was. She was at some sort of snack counter. I would have been in the back of somebody's restaurant having myself a nice margarita or chillin' and spread out all over the table and told the waitress, I'm going to be here for a minute. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to sit and look like duck, duck, goose sitting down and not paying attention, you know what I mean? And paying attention too much to my surroundings when I'm sitting there on a live stream. Like, if you think that sitting on a live stream makes you look safe, that's just dumb. I mean, I don't even think I need to articulate that. You only knowing where you are, like, I don't even know that, I don't even understand why that would take explaining. Okay. Um, yeah, I saw that yesterday. Yeah, I mean, girl, Olivia's had her ass served to her up and down the YouTube streets for several days now. Um, it's not a good idea to come to people and try to roast people who roast on a daily. You know what I mean? Like, I've had to tell her that on numerous occasions. Like, bitch, don't ever come for me. For what? Like, why would you do that? I do this every day. Okay? Every day. She's silly. She's very immature. She's still in the land of thinking that if you call somebody ugly, that's because she's so concerned about how ugly she is, that calling her ugly really hurts her feelings. But a confident grown woman, yeah, doesn't care what other people's opinions are, because it doesn't matter, right? And people who have emotional intelligence, they know how they look. Everybody is not beautiful, right? We're all beautiful in our own way, but aesthetically speaking, there's some people who are just more beautiful than others, right? Let's just all be real about it. There are some people, but at the end of the day, every human being has a beautiful quality, but some random person you don't know telling you that you are ugly, not attractive, or whatever, who gives a fuck? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, okay? And at the end of the day, nobody gives a fuck like what some loser chick named Olivia on the internet cares about. Like, nobody cares about that. She's silly. Olivia has to understand, sis, you're a bag, okay? Like, you might have your feelings hurt. You might feel a way. And I'm going to say this to any and like, if you feel like, and I'm just going to put this out there as a whole blanket, okay? If you feel like talking about me makes you like, I'm doing reaction reviews and commentary. This is nothing personal. I don't know Olivia from a hole in the wall. It might seem personal because Olivia likes to show up on the internet and make it personal because she says things and people articulate things. Even Mr. Cryer would say, I don't know why people are so mad. I don't know why people hate me so much. They all say it. I don't assume that people hate me. If you don't like me, you don't like me. You don't fuck with me, you don't fuck with me, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's not my problem to fix, okay? At the end of the day, if someone feels like they have some commentary on me, they got something to say, I give two shits and I won't even be aware of it. At the end of the day, it's not personal to me. This is a bag. Do you think that Entertainment Tonight cares about talking about Kanye with his leggings, walking around with no underwear? What's her name? Tisa Talks. The girl who got popular last year during the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp hearings and all that. She talks a lot about the Kardashians. Do you think Kanye is losing a bit of sleep over her talking about the Kardashians and Khloe feeling some type of way about her baby and all? Do you think, even if they do care, because Khloe was on last season talking about the trolls, they don't know how we feel and and I don't know why they hate me so much, up to Khloe Kardashian thinks that people hate her. Okay. Kanye is walking around freeballing in tights, trying to look like Superman. He's wearing t-shirts with shoulder pads, walking around looking crazy AF. He's got that lady walking around, Bianca Censori, allegedly his wife, walking around looking crazy. Okay. Tight t-shirts, no bra, titties all over the place, no underwear. The people look nuts. He had her face wrapped up last week, right? They're walking around like they're performance artists, but he's walking around with no damn underwear. Okay. Do you think he cares? Even if he says he's not doing it for clicks and views, he's not doing it for whatever, girl, he don't care. Even if he does care, you think he's going to go live and talk to Tissa Talks just because she got 150,000 views on YouTube? Do you think he's going to be mad at damn Entertainment Tonight? Last time he touched a paparazzi's camera, he damn near got arrested. He had to start cutting a check. He was transferring money. The guy was like, no, that's my kid. $5,000. Don't Kanye, stay back. Stay back. Kanye was getting mad. He was reaching for the man's camera. He could have caught a felony. This is not the first time he's done that. Keep messing, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, me personally, I'm not a pull-up type. I don't care. I really don't care. Like, it's not personal for me. And Olivia said it. She doesn't make a dime talking about me. She took that video down. She doesn't make a dime talking about Yanni. That video she put up, I don't know what she made off of it. I don't know what she made, but at the end of the day, if you are a channel that has almost 100,000 subscribers and you can't get people to pay you a decent rate for a sponsored post, that's a problem, sis. That's a problem. That's a problem. Now, she was talking about the Temu thing, and there's a difference between affiliate and sponsor posts. It's like two different things and two different types of money. She can't seem to work up a sponsor post deal. I think she said she got one, but they keep calling her about affiliate type stuff. Whatever. Not our problem. We don't care. That's your problem, sis. You can't make money off a channel with 100,000 subscribers. That's a problem because there's people out here making a lot of money. A lot. And it's not just for, it's like some people aren't and some people are. Okay. And that's just it. Just because you have 100,000 doesn't mean you're making a lot of money, but some people are. A lot of people are not. Everyone doesn't do this for full time. Everyone doesn't do it to really make money. Some people just want to throw up videos and they don't care about all of the other stuff that comes with it. That you have to talk to them as to the who, what, wheres, and whys of what they do with their channels, right? But sis was talking about her situation and she's a nut job. Anyway, she went to pick up the kids. She was looking all nervous in the airport. Sis is taking it very personally. She decided to personally attack every single, or maybe not every single, but a choice few, right? And at the end of the day, with Olivia, period, once again, it's a bag, sis. I don't care. Me knowing some of your business is because I watch the videos. I sit here, I talk about it with people who are interested in collecting, in being a collective together at a period in time and talking the shit about what we just saw. That's it. It's really, if people would sit and soak that in, but to rally the troops, to kind of do what like a Donald Trump does, is to make people feel like you're being disenfranchised. So when you feel like your fave is being mistreated some type of way, that's how you rally the people to get, for them to be invested, to want to control, drag bones, all of those things, right? So that's all she's doing. She wants people to feel a way. So one, you're not going to watch reactions. Two, but I think that's counterintuitive because the people love them. Because like I said, I know where my watchers, my viewers, they may not all be subscribers. But some of them do convert to subscribers. They're just never going to drop down into the chat. But that's okay because it's the watch time that pays. But I do like to engage with you guys. But at the end of the day, people who want to just watch, I'm cool with that. I don't care. Hey, Carol. Hey, Lucinda. Hey, Olivia. Hey, all of the people that show, you know what I'm saying? Like, good morning. Good morning to you too. So when I say good morning, bushes, that's y'all. Okay. But Olivia takes it very personal. And she did do a very personal attack on one of the sisses who reacts, Yanni. And it was very rude and uncalled for. And she deserves everything she's getting. She tried to call me out, bitch, it don't work. Okay, you got to come a little better than that. Calling me ugly does not, that doesn't even hold any water. Because, girl, we know you like what's going on over here. Girl, if you could snap your fingers, we know what you'd be doing, okay? From the top to the bottom, all right? Because we know you like to keep it one kid over there. And we know you like a good looking man. We know you don't want to work. We know you need lots and lots and lots and lots of room, okay? Girl, you can wish upon a star, click your heels 3 times. It still ain't gonna work, sis. You stuck over there in Section 8, broke, delusional and alone. Okay. All right. So enough. Let me just check off my list. Boom. Okay. Yeah, Jasmine. Let's talk about Jasmine for a minute. We're doing like a little wrap up, y'all. Um, Jasmine was live playing dominoes with Chris, and it was nothing. Kids were gone. They're playing dominoes. He was getting her drunk on the Taylor port, probably so he could get her debit card or whatever he does. And he was walking back and forth to the kitchen. Sis is looking extremely hefty. It's just a mess. And I don't understand. You know what I mean? Like, it's girl. Sis is drinking a lot. She said it was apple juice at first, but she said, "No, I'm just joking. It's just some wine." We know what it is, sis. You had 2 bottles of Taylor Port on the table the whole time your kids were home. Okay. Um, they know what that is. They know that's mom juice. You sitting over there having the mom juice, waiting for the kids to leave. Okay. And then y'all sitting there eating ribs. Meanwhile, when the kids were there, they had hamburgers with a slice of cheese on top. Okay. Okay. I bet you Legendary was eating a rib last night. But when the Davis kids are there, girl, it's hamburgers with a slice of cheese. Okay. So live Taylor Port, just Dominoes with Quiz. What else was she talking about? She said something that did catch my ear, but I don't know. I didn't like make note of it. So I can't, we probably have to, I don't even want to react to that video. I'm going to be quite honest because it was super duper boring. But she did say something. Let me see if I can find it real quick. What was she talking about? I think once again, oh my God, one thing she was talking about, not that it's interesting at all, but like her conversation with her subscribers is so freaking lame. One of her big dilemmas that she was talking about at the moment is the fact that the kids, I guess, dirtying glasses or maybe using too many plastic cups or whatever. And basically, like the fact that she had to, uh, implement using the water bottles in the house. And I was thinking to myself, sis, it's official. Like, girl, you don't have nothing to talk about. Let me see what else it was. Let me see. We're gonna treat it like it's school. Oh, maybe she's gonna do.
Rip me out the platform. I've been acting brand new. No, say it like you rapping. Rip me out the platform.
So one thing that she did divulge is that she hates to lose. She's very competitive with Chris. And at the end of the day, I don't know. To me, you guys do what you want. If you're a competitive person, be my guest. Being competitive with your man, I know I've said this numerous times. Being competitive with your man is a loser endeavor because even if you are better than your man at some things, and of course, hey, Wicked Angel, how are you? Oh, you're so sweet, sis. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, I'm gonna drop it to you. Give me just a second. We're getting ready to talk uh Latoya Mucker because I want to get into her video for a second. Guys, if you don't know Wicked Angel's channel, and if you watch the Crier family, Loved by Erica, you already know her channel. But guys, Wicked Angel is she has a live platform and that's not her only content, but right now, of course, that's kind of, there's some stuff going on there. You guys know we've talked about it, but check her out if you're kind of like, it's interesting, it's ratchet, it's messy, it's all that. Wicked Angel, definitely, if you enjoy those lives, sis got it going on over there. And that's definitely being covered right now. But yeah, we're going to talk Latoya Mucker in a minute. So if I don't know if you're at work or what you got going on, sis, but if you want to drop in for some chat for a second, I would love to have you. But if it's not a good time, I completely understand. Let me drop a link for membership, but I appreciate you so much for doing that. That's so sweet. Because you don't have to. I mean, honestly, I support, like, you guys supporting from watching means so much to me. That's it and that's all. So, but yeah, those of you who step, who do members, I appreciate it. It's very much appreciated. Let's see. Okay. Here's the link. I'll drop it down. Anybody who's interested, please feel free to click that link. And thank you for supporting. Okay. But yeah, Jasmine said something. Let me see what she said real quick, and then we're gonna pivot over to Daddy Gone over there. I really think that Rakan is gone. You know, we reacted to that video like 3 weeks ago.
Rip me out the plastic. I'm an active brand new.
Yeah, I can't even do Jasmine this morning. I'm gonna be quite honest. Jasmine is very competitive with her man. And I'm not saying be a shrinking violet around your man, but I'm not saying she emasculated either. Thank you, boo boo. I really appreciate that. You're so sweet. Thank you so much for supporting. I think it's not a feminine quality to emasculate your man or to have to try to win over him, or from a standpoint of in public making a mockery of your man in public. The reason why Jasmine has problems with Chris, even though Chris is an ain't shit ass hormonal big breasts big hips man, at the end of the day, he's still your man. And just as much as you don't want to be clowned in public, you low key clowning him, diminishing his capacity as a man, trying to make him look like a loser, all of the things, is not a good look. It's not a recipe for a successful relationship. So let sis keep doing it. She gonna keep sitting there by herself. We gonna keep telling, reminding her daddy gone, and you gonna look foolish. Okay, that's her business, and if that's what she wants to do, sis, that's what you want to do. Okay. And that's all. Like, I'm not even going to get all the way up into that, because we've talked about it so much that if sis thinks that she wants to keep playing with this man, keep doing it, because at the end of the day, you're gonna feel really bad when one day he's completely gone. And I honestly think if Chris is doing for her what she says he's doing, you're gonna be hard pressed to find another man to do for you like he's doing, because Jasmine is no fucking prize. Okay. Absolutely gynecomastia times 2. Okay. Jasmine has 5 kids. She has a sex offender baby daddy, and she has a weirdo ass emotional second baby dad. What man worth his salt, who is going to protect, provide, profess all the things, is going to want to deal with a woman with 5 kids and 2 weirdo ass baby dads? It's nothing about her as an individual, because men are horny. You're going to see a big chick with a booty and maybe looks like she might be able to do something in the bedroom. But when he finds out you got 2 kids, or excuse me, 2 baby fathers and 5 kids, girl, it's not going to be anything serious. He might come and spend some time with you. He might bring you through a pack of hot dogs. He might come through with a bottle of Taylor Port, but sir is not coming to stay. He's coming to have a good time, and he's leaving. And that's it. That's it and that's all. Nobody wants to deal with 2 hothead men. Okay? You imagine dealing with Philip? Okay? I don't care how attractive someone is. I don't care how, who, what, how much you stand for them on the YouTube streets. No, men are very different from us. Us women is kumbaya. We all think everyone could be our friend, or I don't care about that bitch. Da, 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 da. The type of man who is going to sign up to deal with other men's children and like pookies, a man who signs up to deal with you and your 2 pookies, and you got 5 babies, girl, bye. He's trash. Okay? He's not quality. and he's not paying bills. He's coming up to use your resources, okay? He's coming to get your check. He's going to be worse than what you just had. The fact that if Chris is actually helping her, girl, you done messed that up already. You have already messed that up. The man can't even work in peace at the job. You have told so much of this man's business that you're calling, your numbskull ass is calling his job, trying to explain why you have problematic social media. Okay? That's ridiculous. You can barely speak English. I'll be damned if I let you call my job. Are you kidding me? See, I'm a social media influencer and I've got people that hate me on the internet. Do you imagine the phone conversation that she had with Chris's boss? Okay. Do you imagine how crazy that must have sounded? That was probably, I would have been absolutely embarrassed. Okay. Let me see. If you're free, Wicked Angel, if you're still here, I sent you the link over through Instagram. So if you're free, tap in. But let's pivot for a second. You guys tell me, do you think Daddy's gone? If you guys have watched any of the videos with LaToya and Rakan, you already know this woman talks about her husband. Before he became her husband, girl, that was the only topic of conversation. Her whole entire existence revolved around LaToya Mucker, LaToya Mucker, LaToya Mucker, LaToya Mucker. My man. If she's not a my man, girl, I don't know who is. Okay. Now, all of a sudden, 3 weeks ago, they sit down and do a sit-down video talking about how Sir was going to be extremely busy. Okay. I shared that as a throwback today, so it should be on my community post. Girl, this is her last video. She's put up 3 other videos. Sir is nowhere to be found. Okay. All of a sudden, she's running around with the kids and filming it. This woman hasn't done a mom-friendly type video in I don't know how long with her kids. She is always smiling and yucking up in her husband's face over there at home, over there at damn Home Goods, or doing some sort of let's be Steve Harvey and Marjorie Harvey. Let's give relationship advice. Let's tell everybody about our walk with the Lord. Let's have a motivational moment. And now all of a sudden, sis is riding solo dolo. Sir, she doesn't even mention homie is at work. Okay, let's listen. And this is another one who loves to run her gap.
Great morning. Today is I'm sorry, not Sunday. I'm just waking up. Excuse me. Today is Saturday morning. Okay, Saturday morning. And as I told y'all in the last video, we have a lot of running around to do. So as I told y'all in the last
hold on
video,
a second. Look at her.
We have a lot of running around to Saturday morning. And as I told y'all.
Look at her. Do you guys see a wedding ring on there? That is her left hand, right? Do you guys see a wedding ring? Tell me if you see anything blang blang on the thing with the ring. Do you guys see anything? Are we seeing a wedding ring, y'all?
Today is I'm sorry, not Sunday. I'm just waking up.
On the hand, on her wrist, it says Rakan. Okay.
Great morning.
On her wrist, right here, it says Rakan. Wait, where's my pointer at? Right here, it says Rakan. Okay, girl.
Today is I'm sorry, not Sunday. I'm just waking.
Girl, Daddy gone.
Today is
no ring. Are we seeing no ring, no band, no diamonds, no turkey, no hams, no biscuits, no nothing?
Saturday.
Girl, wedding ring gone. Okay, girl. Girl, you fought for that ring. You went hard for that ring. You went into the DMs for that ring. Sis, where's sis? Hello? Girl, I wish Wicked would call in because she put up a video. I'm going to share it. I'm not going to play it, but I'm going to tell you what she said last night. only because we pretty much have time for this right now. But yeah, so interesting.
Morning, okay. Saturday morning, and as I told y'all in the last video, we have a lot of running around to do. So first, if I go,
Girl, where is your wedding ring at? As somebody who claimed him in the DMs, I'm just yeah, where's your don't you have two? Remember she had two wedding sets that she was so proud of, okay? Sis had two wedding sets she was so proud of. Hey, sis, how are
Oh,
welcome to Love Lies and Lace Fronts. Welcome.
thank you, Fran. Oh my goodness. Hey, everybody. You
Guys,
are
we
one of my
have
favorite channels.
oh, thank you. And you are, I'm going to say she's an expert. Sis has a lot. She's been covering this in a very full way for a while. And girl, if you
It's a
want
lot.
some tea on what's going on here, she does the full 360 type breakdown. And I mean, I definitely listen to your channel, but I pretty much stick with the videos. But girl, I love to hear the tea. You dropped some tea yesterday regarding this matter, and I felt like what I heard. Can you? So, do you mind talking about it a little bit? I'll share your video
No,
so
not
people can
at
go
all.
watch it. But you had a chat with Latoya recently. Can you tell us about that?
Well, so I only spoke to her once on my show a few
Mm-hmm.
months ago. Erica
Mm-hmm.
actually asked me to set up a phone call with her. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I did do that. And then I reached out to her about 2 weeks ago. And she and I spoke. And I must say, I was shocked. She was very sympathetic. She had a lot of, remorse for her past behaviors and whatnot, and the things that she did to Erica when she was pregnant with her husband's child, all kind of things. And
Do you think she has remorse for stealing Rakan? Like, let's go back to that. Like,
mhm,
Latoya, if you're in the bushes, sis, you can call in too, because, like, if you've got remorse for tormenting this woman while she was pregnant, where's the remorse for actually stealing her man?
well, okay, see, that's the
Can
story.
we go back to
Okay,
that one?
well, let's talk about it. Now, a lot of people might not understand this because it never really made it that far, but she actually knew him before Erica.
Hmm. So they are as acquaintances or what?
Yeah, like they had a previous something going on when they were a
Oh,
little
so you're
younger.
talking about
Rakan and Toya.
Rakan and Toya. So they already knew each other. Hello, YouTube gossip.
Yes, they
Um,
did.
so they so tell me, can you tell anything about that? Because maybe I don't think I ever got that. What I thought was when her and Crier were dating, she was tired of Erica. She felt like this is the narrative. This is what I would say the narrative was.
Hmm.
Crier and Erica had a baby. Erica was with Rakan Mucker. Um, she felt like when Erica would reach out to Crier regarding their child, she didn't like that type of interference. So she went into the DMs and reached out to Rakan saying that she felt like something fishy was going on, or Erica was a bit inappropriate as a baby mother, that put like, a red flag up to Rakan, which was why he was kind of looking at her funny and sideways. And then some type of way they, Latoya and Rakan connected in the DMs. And when she and Crier started having problems and they broke up, she just immediately went to Rakan when he and Erica broke up, and Erica was already pregnant. That's how I thought it happened. So you're saying that they actually knew each other prior to her and Crier? So
They
prior to
did.
Latoya and Crier hooking up and all of those
Hmm.
shenanigans, she was already familiar with Rakan?
Very much familiar with him.
What?
And yes, very, very familiar with him. Like I said, they had their whatever situation. And I actually ran a story wondering, like, was this all a setup? Like, did they really try and set Crier and Erica up?
I mean,
because of course she slid into Cryer's DMs. But
yeah.
that's not the way it was. It was by chance. And it's, Houston's definitely not a little small town. But
Hmm.
when you're running kind of like in the same circles, in the same school area, it can get kind of small. You know what I mean?
Well, and if you've
So,
got that energy, if you want to meet someone or run into someone, you will run into that person. You know what I mean?
mhm.
Like, I think that Latoya and Erica have energy towards the Prince family. And I think Latoya's brother is some sort of gamer YouTuber. And I think she wants to, some people want some of that energy. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Well, she got Cryer with the purple dildo. Did you hear about
Oh
that?
my God. I heard you talking about that the other day. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, he said that she actually sent him a picture of one with his name carved in it. And that was
S-
how he pretty much started a relationship with her. And when he had her come on YouTube to collab, of course, he had just ran the storyline that he was sick, okay,
Right.
and he was recovering from an illness that was serious. So she was supposed to have been like his nurse, okay? But that part was just for script purposes. Pretty much at that point, they were already dating. But yes, she knew Rakan, but she kind of, I think, kept that a little secret. And the verdict's out whether or not she and Rakan did actually, set it up. You know what I mean? Like, but
They're not
the
copping
thing
to that yet.
yeah, definitely not. But Erica was the one that reached out to Mucker to try, or Rakan to try and get a home. She was
Yeah.
trying to rent a home, and her credit was terrible and
Hmm.
whatnot. She couldn't find anyone that would allow her to rent. So she contacted him, and it started a YouTube romance. They never were really a couple, so to speak, in his eyes, or from what I'm being told. It was more so she pretty much approached him like, hey, we can go on YouTube. I'm a big YouTuber. You can make a lot of money. I'm connected to this person. I'm connected to that person. And like you said, they love to bring out the Prince family. That was her main
Hmm.
target, of course. So he said, yeah. And they messed around a little bit. And I'm sure people remember that he actually had another woman at that time that he was
Girl,
supposed to.
Janelle. Girl.
Janelle, he was
Miss
engaged.
Janelle.
Miss Janelle. So in his eyes, he and
That's
Erica
someone
were
who
never
I would
official.
love to hear from. Like
Mm-hmm.
when she put the receipts out last year, when she did her whole series when she was pregnant and put those receipts out, and the friend and all that, that was who I was waiting to show up to the YouTube streets, because Janelle can really tell. Like Rakan Mucker, he knows just enough to kind of sit back and lay back, and he
Mm-hmm.
knows how to, he's pretty much wiped his social media sort of clean. I mean, if you come to YouTube, it's all here, but at the end of the day, he's really trying to stay out the way. Because I went and looked at their Facebooks this morning. He's not
Mm-hmm.
even on Latoya's Facebook at all, and
Mm-hmm.
Latoya is not on his Facebook. Latoya has married to Rakan Mucker, but you don't see any pictures. The only wedding picture she has on her Facebook is a picture with her mother, and her mother's husband, the Babineaus.
Okay, so I have a
Or I don't know
reliable
if that's her
source.
father or her stepfather. Is that her dad?
I think
Maybe
it's
that's her
her.
dad.
I think it is her dad.
Okay.
But I have a reliable source that said that pretty much their marriage was over, and they were, of course, doing videos until about a month and a half ago. They just abruptly stopped. Okay, they were
Right.
doing little pranks, and then all of a sudden she comes back a week or so later by herself, changed the name and all of that, and
Mm-hmm.
started recording with the children. So
Right.
a bunch of people started running stories saying, okay, of course, something was wrong with their marriage, something was going on.
I know
And
I did, because it seemed very odd. That video, a whole sit down video about how he's not going to be around, I mean, I've been watching YouTube for a long time. When you see
mhm,
the sit down videos and trying, like, it almost looks like damage control. It looks like a whole press conference. It was very
Mm-hmm.
strange. It put my antenna up immediately that something was wrong. Also, the fact that she wasn't ushy gushy like she normally is over him. Because normally it's like, oh my God, here comes my husband. Or, you know how she is with him. She's
Yes.
very
Yes.
kind of thirsty acting for, you know what I mean? And always kind of like, we just got out the bed. It's always something sexual with
Mm-hmm.
those two. It was
Mm-hmm.
nothing. It was dry. And
Well, wait
I
till you
thought it
hear
was very
this.
strange. Say it again.
It was very strange. I said, well, wait till you hear this. Okay. So
Yes.
the source confirmed that it was trouble in paradise because he got caught having lunch and seeing Erica behind her back.
What?
Yes.
So do you think
Yes.
it was like a, because it when okay, so yesterday when you went live and you talked about this, it sounded to me just like, remember when Mama Mucker went shopping at Burlington Coat Factory? Girl,
Mm-hmm.
when
I
she went
remember.
shopping with the auntie and they all went to lunch, and the first time he saw baby Drake, like, it just reminded me, like, okay, well, it is kind of like the 1 year anniversary of when he met the baby the first time, and then she went shopping with the auntie and the mama and the nephew with the purse and all that at Burlington Coat Factory, and
Yeah.
Latoya had a fit.
Yes, it was time to kick him
So
out. And this is the thing. Crier was at that birthday party.
yes, I
And
heard his
Crier,
voice.
yes, Crier was there. And I do believe the reason why he was there was because Mucker had pretty much hit him up and let him know, look, Erica's been hitting me up trying to get with me.
What
Because,
business is that of, like, if what Erica's saying is true or not saying, or Crier is saying is true, and they're not together, why is Rakan such a bitch calling, like, as co-baby fathers, like we talk about sister wives over here a lot,
mhm.
as brother baby daddies to this lady? Why is Mucker over here being a whole bitch, calling
Well,
Crier to tell him that Erica is trying to make moves? Like, what's the deal on that? That's
okay,
weird.
see, that's okay. The verdict's still out on that. I couldn't confirm that. Of course, Toya won't open her mouth about that, right? I told her, look, I'm gonna do this story because people are telling me stuff, and I'm gonna give you opportunity because I drug her for filth for a whole year, and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I told her, like, look, if you say don't do it, I won't do it. And she pretty much sent me back a message saying, well, he and I have had problems like any other married couple, but we're fine now.
Girl, not in the
It
first
wasn't enough
year.
to, she said it wasn't enough to leave the marriage. But like I said, my reliable source said she was on her way to divorce court. She was sick of him. He had betrayed her, like what? And this is the thing, right? The man does allegedly, and I say that because I've been exposing what the little whore Erica is. But pretty much they do have a child allegedly together. So with
Hmm.
that said, it does make sense that he's in the child's life. I mean, it makes no sense for that man to do that child wrong. So you can't fault him
Absolutely.
if he finally did step up to the plate. You can't fault her for allowing him to be a part of the child's life. But why wouldn't he have told Toya if that's his now wife?
Right. If you're going to go see your baby mama, just say you're going to go see your baby mama.
Yeah,
Don't go be sneaky about it. But he did that already last year.
he's a serial cheater. That we know.
Yes.
Okay, we
Yes.
know he's a serial cheater. And we also know that Erica absolutely despises Toya and would do anything to get up under her skin or to break her up with Mucker.
Can you see your screen right now? Girl, remember how
Yeah.
she's so proud of that ring, girl. And he was proud to give
Mm-hmm.
it. You see, he is showing all his dental work, and Erica was sitting over there
Mm-hmm.
real salty. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, girl.
well, friend,
I
you're from
yeah,
the
go ahead,
South
sis.
like me. Okay, I'm from Charlotte too. And one thing we know is how you get them is how you lose them.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know, be careful. Be careful how you get them, sis, because,
And be careful what you wish
well,
for, because one man's trash is another man's treasure. But still, that even being said, at the end of the day, if somebody is a problem, yeah, they still might be a problem. And I think Rakan is a problem. You know,
he
I
is.
I think
And
he's
Toya,
very much a problem.
yeah, and this is the thing, right? Well, Toya, okay, she pretty much, when I spoke to her, we talked for quite a while. And, I feel like she was being honest. And she said, look, I know I hurt that girl, and I'm paraphrasing, but she pretty much was like, look, I know I did hurt her. I was very pissed off. But what people don't understand is what was going on behind the scenes, which was allegedly that Erica was at his house breaking things, acting a plumb fool. It was several arguments that were just out of control, and that she was a real problem. So she said that when, Erica started coming for her and went actually to her husband, and I'm not sure if you guys remember, but of course, Toya's ex-husband came.
You mean, girl, the real deal, girl? We've been
Yeah.
following this thing, girl.
Yeah, I know you've been on this
You
thing.
know, I mean, I definitely follow. I don't speak on everything that I'm seeing, because I pretty much, I don't, when you're dropping tea, I don't make a practice of dropping other people's tea. That's number
I
one.
got
You coming on and dropping it here, I so appreciate. Anytime you got some tea you want to disseminate to
you.
the
Girl,
folk,
it is
you are more
full.
than welcome to come through here anytime you want to
Thank
drop
you.
something. But I stick with reacting to the videos. If some tea comes to me, I'm going to talk about it. But I stick with the videos. So,
Hmm.
and if I watch something on your channel, something that you dropped, I'm not really gonna, I don't really do that.
I
But I
got
was
you.
gonna, I was gonna mention today what you said when you were wrapping up the conversation with Toya, because of all the things that you said, I wasn't surprised. I think we could already see that there were problems going on. We see in this video, Ring is gone. But when you said that she asked you if there was something she should know about, girl, I hit
Yes.
the floor. I was like, ooh,
Yes.
ooh, ooh,
She
ooh,
said, well, is there something I should know about? Because,
ooh, ooh.
yeah, she knows what she's married. And that's the one thing about it. And it's been a lot. And she pretty much confirmed that Erica really did go and get DJ. She really did seek him out and bring him to YouTube.
Girl,
So
when
that
he,
whole
those,
thing
them
about her
videos.
having the
Mhm,
three-lettered word, or
mhm,
well, it's a four-letter word, but
mhm.
that disease, whatnot,
Yeah.
was all brought by Erica. All of that was staged, okay, to, pretty much come at Creole. And she confirmed that, of course, that's why her husband, by the second video, he pretty much made up with her and disappeared.
Yeah, so Erica, basically, for those of you who don't know, she tried to put out, we use the house in Virginia. So she
Okay.
tried to put out that Latoya had a house in Virginia, and put that out to Mr. Cryer. But you know what? I never really got attached to that. I'm gonna be honest, because I felt like whatever. I didn't really buy that. But what I
Hmm.
did, when he sat there and said he took a Dana test and that
Hmm.
Junior is not his, that was the tea for me, because that told
Hmm.
me, yeah, Rakan's a cheater, but yeah, Latoya's a cheater too. That's why I
Yes,
wasn't surprised, because he told that story about the Chrysler 200. Do you remember?
I do
He
remember.
So when Latoya says that she actually, and girl, I don't know if this happened or not. She said that she was sexually assaulted in her. What he says at the time, she wanted a
The
Chrysler
story made
200.
no sense at all. Okay, let's be clear.
Well, right.
She
Of
pretty
her
much got
excuse.
caught. I
Yeah.
feel like she got caught.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think she was a terrible wife to that man. And I think
Yes.
she did leave him in a very vulnerable state. She wasn't letting him see the children. And Erica was able to, cash in on that. You
Yeah.
know,
She was
once
able
Toya,
to
yeah,
make
once.
Latoya I wouldn't say she was able to make Latoya look bad, but I think she pulled back the curtain of the Miss Perfect, because honestly, I really liked LaToya at first. LaToya came over to my channel to interview.
Okay.
But when I realized that she lied to me, she told me that they met at Academy. But then it came out that she had already been in his in the comment section
Yeah.
and in the DMs, and she told me that they met over a damn Academy. Okay.
No, not at
I was
all.
like, girl. When I
Not
found
at
out she
all.
lied to me, I was like, oh, okay, girl, we going all the way in on this now, because you came over here and tried to use me, play me for your narrative, and play me for a fool, sis. Bye.
Well, look who she was taught by. She was taught by Crier, who used to confide in me how it's just entertainment. A lot of the stuff you see, Wicked Angel, is just for entertainment.
Yeah,
I'm
but those
very
babies aren't
aware.
entertainment. When you're pushing
Hunty.
babies out through your hips, that's not a joke anymore. Like,
Definitely real
Love and Hip
babies.
Hop and all that. Yeah, y'all can say it's staged all you want, but when them babies start coming out,
Hmm.
that's proof. Okay,
But the
that's proof
thing
something was really
was,
going
right?
on.
That the thing was, Toya, she admitted that she did think that the baby is, of course, Muckers, her husband's. And
You're talking
she
about
didn't,
Drake,
yes, little
baby
Drake.
Drake. Okay. Hmm.
Little Drake. And she said that she just wanted, Erica to know what it felt like because, like I said, Erica went and got her ex-husband. Because remember, before he came out, everybody thought LaToya was darn near, perfect. You know what I
She
mean?
was she was the
She was
Marjorie
supposed
Harvey
to
of the YouTube
nurse.
streets.
Yes, and what really had Erica teed off is, well, one of the things, because it was several things, was the fact that number one, Crier was happy. And he was happy not necessarily because he was so, I feel like, in love with Toya, but his numbers were soaring again and he was making a
People
lot of
like
money.
him. Yeah, they like him happy and in a relationship, and he was getting
Mhm.
ready to take her to he was getting ready to take her out the country, and he was getting ready to buy her a ring. But this
Yes.
is what I think about LaToya too. When LaToya is thirsty, unfortunately. Like, for her, unfortunately, she can't sit and wait around and sit in her femininity, because when Crier was ready to potentially propose, take her out of town, he was really digging her. She
I
sat up
think
there and
so.
bought him a damn ring. I was like, bitch, you just fucked up.
Well, that's the thing. Behind the
Don't
scenes,
ladies, don't ever buy a man a ring. I'm sorry, unless you are
yes,
buying
I
the
agree.
wedding ring. If he's made you his fiance, that's when you go with your mom or your sister to go buy a ring for the wedding. You do not buy men wedding rings. Like, you are playing yourself. Men, that's a man that accepts a engagement ring, it's not cute. That's not something they're going to run tell their friends or their brothers. That's not cute. That's his job. Okay. You buy him
Agree.
his ring when you have a date and you're going to be meeting him in front of the preacher with a dress. That's when you
Well,
buy him a ring. That's it.
that was the tis for task that behind the scenes, what was going on was the fact that Crier and Erica had reconnected.
Right. So
So
she was
she
trying
was
to put a
kind
ring
of,
on it
yeah,
prematurely.
it knocked her off her game. It was sort of like, well, look at here, like I'm getting him a ring, because of course he act flattered and and
I
this
think
and
he
that.
was a little me personally, I took it because he's 53. He's not 35 or 30 something like Rakan Mucker. Rakan Mucker is bitch made. So he was flattered. Crier, I think his mind was blown a little bit, because that's not how a woman of his generation would do. It came off a little thirsty. He was already ready to basically give her an engagement ring, and it was weird. I think he was happy to receive a gift, but I don't know that he was really into it. A mature man, I don't care what age, is not going to be impressed by a woman giving him an engagement ring. Like, that's
But
not.
you gotta remember, at that time, and Crier is so petty, he really is. He was trying to piss off Erica too,
Yes,
because
yes.
Erica was with Rakan. So it was sort of like she brought this guy to YouTube, and now they're making videos. So it was a competition going on.
Absolutely. So it was
So they were
definitely a
doing
tit
tit
for
for
tat.
tat. Yes,
But
definitely.
let's
And
go
there
back
was a
to
situation.
her.
Oh, go ahead.
Let's go back to her. But finish your thought first. When you're finished with that, let's go back to her asking you if there's something she needed to know. But
Okay,
finish your thought. I'm
definitely.
sorry.
Well, I was just gonna remind people. I'm not sure if they're aware, but at that time when they were going tisk for task, there was a situation where Erica's lights were turned off. And Crier had to come to the rescue because Mucker, his lying behind, he tried to act like he had all this money, didn't have the 300 and some odd dollars to give her. So he had her sitting at a Waffle House with her children, which of course at that time it was only two children at the Waffle House with no lights and whatnot at her house. So Crier came to the rescue and gave her a couple of $1,000, and that's when they reconnected. So he didn't tell Creo that that's what he was doing. So he kind
Mm-mm-mm.
of went behind her back to go help Erica out, and they of course started again co-parenting. But before that happened, Latoya was actually the middleman in between he and Erica. The
Right.
Crier and Erica had nothing to do with each other, and when they would drop off the baby, it was Toya the one that was dealing with Erica, and they were not friends, but they were definitely on good terms, so to speak, at that time.
Yeah, because I remember
So yeah.
Erica dropped off the baby at her house, and I remember the thing she said, "Oh, you're tall," and that was like, "Oh, you're tall," and Latoya was like, yeah," like making a stank face, like she is on the screen right now, like, "Yeah, I'm tall." So I don't know, but she said that then Erica, all of a sudden, mysteriously, her house address was leaked. But I kind of don't believe that. That like YouTube, we already know this. Your addresses, people have a fascination with letting people's addresses out, whatever.
Yeah.
That's just YouTube 101.
You're not a YouTuber till you get doxxed.
Right,
That's
exactly.
kind of
You
like
got to
where it is.
learn, and you got to, it separates the who wants to be here and who doesn't. Um, I just think that Latoya wanted to move in with Mucker, and it was a very convenient excuse because,
Hmm.
Erica and Latoya, I think Latoya presents herself in a better way.
Nice,
Um,
nasty.
she's nice, nasty. Erica is
Slim
just
Shady.
she's yeah, she
Very
tries
calculated.
to play innocent,
Hmm.
and but she always gets caught with her hands in the cookie jar. I think
Yeah.
Latoya, you're wondering who was in the kitchen, and knowing good and well it was Latoya. Latoya is good at covering her shit up.
Yeah,
Erica
definitely.
leaves fingerprints. Okay,
Yes.
so Erica's a little more sloppy, and damn, Latoya is she's able to cover her shit up, and she also plays nerd. So
Well, Erica
you
is
wouldn't even think
emotionally
she was up to those
unhinged.
shenanigans. Go ahead.
Erica's emotionally unhinged. Like
Yes,
I used
she's
to
very
speak to her.
mature.
Yeah, I used to speak to her 2, 3 times a day, and I would be trying to knock her off the window. Not saying she was trying to off herself or anything that bad, but she was really in a dark place, and she despises Toya. And as we move forward to what's going on now, with the
Mhm.
tea that I dropped, the reason why Toya asked that question is because she doesn't know. She knows
She
she
doesn't
married a
know.
serial cheater. She knows how devious Mucker is because, well, look at how they got
Look at
together.
how y'all got together. Absolutely. When she said we've had our problems like any married couple, to me, in the first year, I would almost say 5 years, anybody out there, you know this for real. If you were married and you were having trouble in your first year to 5 years, you probably aren't married. If you are,
Yeah.
then maybe you guys had therapy and you were able to make it through. People don't normally, it's not normal. I've been married 9 years. I'll be married 10 years in March. It is
Wow.
not normal to have problems of a you're not sleeping under the same roof nature.
Where I'm going
I
to get a
can,
divorce lawyer. That's harsh.
yeah, that's not normal for a happily married couple.
Yeah,
It's
like
just
for the
not.
first 5 years, I think my husband and I we argued over things like leave the toilet seat down. You know what I mean? It
Right.
was like
And
there we go.
yeah. And when you're
Definitely soothed
married,
me.
you have to let that type of stuff go. So the fact that, when your ass almost falls in the toilet at 1 o'clock in the morning because someone didn't put the seat down, those are things that eventually you have to work through, that you need the seat down. So can you be considerate, or just what those little things. So that's a great example of one of those things that can get on your nerves. But as in a marriage, you kind of learn to let those things go and see that, because some of us don't live with our significant other considerably long before you get married. So those are things of getting used to living with someone, actually. But
Well, Toya brags about Mucker proposing to her just 1 month after they solidified their relationship.
yeah,
So
because
that
they
says
because
a
they
lot.
probably had something going on. Like I had a feeling they had something going on, but I just thought it was from the DMs. I didn't think it was prior to Crier. I hate to make it sound like I'm rhyming, but I didn't know prior to Crier they actually had met or had something going on. Do you think he was her real estate agent? Do you think they met like that? Do you know?
No. Well, possibly, but from what I was told, they were sex buddies.
Ooh,
Just
Jesus. So
something
she
very
did.
fun and just, not all that, you know what I mean? Not very serious, but
Mhm.
they did leave on good terms, I'm assuming. It wasn't the worst breakup. I think it was more like they went their separate ways, whatever. And the thing was, if you remember, when soon as Toya and him started doing videos, his children disappeared, meaning the wife
Oh
had a
yeah.
problem.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
So it
yeah.
easily could have been during the time he was married.
So she could have been, because yeah, when Erica had the real deal, what was his name? JD or DJ, the real deal. It's all, guys, if you go, so of course I'm gonna share Wicked Angel's link. Um, but you can also go to my playlist, Sloppy Seconds. Girl, that's what it's called. Sloppy Seconds. It's all there. DJ, we reacted to that video, and when he told the
Mhm.
story that Latoya came home with wet hair, Latoya came home. She would disappear for long periods of time with no explanation. Basically, he called her out as a cheater. And he was
Yeah.
suspicious that the baby, the youngest child, number 2, was not his. And
Mhm.
he went to Walgreens and did the Dana test. When he said Dana, we all fell out. He did a Dana test at Walgreens, and it came back, and he was at work and damn near passed out in the HR department, that the junior was not his. But
Yeah.
he's from the hood, and he accepts the children, and basically that was he was there when the baby came out, and that's been his. So
Mhm.
it's the child is his, but blood, that's not his baby. She was actually cheating.
Well, Erica definitely hit the pay dirt when she found
Oh
him.
God,
She hit
yes,
the pay dirt,
yes, she sure did.
and
It was a
I'm
good
pretty
one.
sure she put it in his head like, oh yeah, she's on YouTube about to get married. She's got another man in the household with your children. She really is good at what she does. She's really good
Mm-hmm.
at people doing her dirty work. She had me on her side for well over a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, they really go nasty with each other. Like behind the scenes, it's even worse. So the thing is, like now moving forward, Crier does a video last week, right
Mm-hmm.
after my live. I did a live because I have, like I said, a lot of reliable sources,
Mm-hmm.
and it actually was one of Crier's prison buddies. Okay,
Mm.
he is actually friends with very good friends, with Crier till today. They talk to each other on a regular basis, and his son is actually one of my subscribers. So,
Okay.
Crier called him when this incident happened between he and Erica. Okay, and if those,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I didn't see you cover it, but it was pretty much alleging that Crier found Erica with another man in his house.
No, we didn't talk about it. We talked 2 days ago. We talked about the thing with the Prince family,
Mm-hmm.
and no, we didn't talk about that last week, because sometimes I don't know when Crier's lying. I'm just going to be honest. And if I don't have a receipt to back it up, my audience, since we talk so much more, my stuff is always typically slanted towards the mom. So we'll talk about dads as it pertains to the mom. But I'm gonna be honest, some of the people here, they're not interested in Mr. Cryer so much. Not that I'm not interested.
Mhm.
I want you to talk about it today, of course, but me
That's not.
coming
Yeah.
to, they're not so interested in it unless I have something else to discuss with Erica.
Well,
And there was a little too much going on with some of my other moms last week for me to drop a allegedly Erica was in the house, bumping with some dude,
Some
and
other
Cryer
men.
came in, and then I don't have any receipts because he's just telling one of his many stories. So I didn't really
Well,
cover that. But yeah,
he never.
thank you for talking about it.
Oh, I don't mean to cut you off. I
No,
apologize.
that's good. No, thank you for talking about it. I appreciate it. So yeah,
Well,
tell.
he never dropped it. Let's be clear. He did
Mhm.
not. They neither one of them wanted that to come to YouTube. But he's been venting to this guy, like, oh,
Mhm.
she did this, she did that. And the guy is like fed up. He's like, my God, why does he keep going back to this chick? Type of vibe. So he, of course, was venting to his son about how stupid Cryer is for her. And the thing was, of course, they contacted me, and Erica disappeared for a while. She took a hiatus, and Cryer came back, of course, and said he had to move. And he
Yes.
just
Yeah.
started doing new content talking about
Mhm.
his move, how no one was going to know where he was, and all of this. And they both were being very, or he was being very vague, so to speak. And the thing is, you could tell that they obviously weren't on the best of terms because he took the kids down. I mean, all of their videos down. He wasn't interacting with her. And most importantly, he stopped filming with his son,
Right,
little
with
Dion.
Dion. Yeah.
Yes.
When
So,
Dion's not around, him and Erica done fell out.
yes, it was trouble in paradise. So the source came to me, they told me the story like, look, you want to know why Erica's been missing, why she got missing for a while. Look, this is what it is. Now, mind you, when she came back talking all about her pregnancy, she was alluding to the fact, of course, that Cryer was the father of the new baby.
Yep.
So
Mhm.
people were congratulating them, and they flooded Cryer's DMs and chat and whatnot, saying, like, congratulations on, your baby, and I hope it's a girl, those type of things. And there was someone in the comments saying Cryer said he does not have a baby on the way, and Cryer
Right.
pinned that comment. He was lying.
Right.
So he
Yeah.
pinned that comment where they said, Cryer says he doesn't have a baby on the way, da da da. He doesn't know anything about it. So people then were like, oh, he's being a deadbeat, kind of like, they go hard, she does have a lot of supporters that ride for her.
Mhm.
And Cryer again stated, look, I don't have any children on the way. I'm not running with that BS. I've moved on with my life. I'm doing something different. So it was sort of like, huh? So then Erica did a video saying, she said, this child that she's pregnant with now, it will have the same father as one of her other children. So she didn't
Yes.
say,
Yes.
yes, it is Cryer's. She didn't say what. So people again said, oh, well, it's Cryer's, but it must be a series because, of course, they do these series from time to time. They go back and forth. Who knows what to believe?
Right.
But then when this story came out, it was sort of like it made sense as to why he was so adamant about saying, this is not my child. I have nothing to do with, this situation. Leave me out of it. I don't deal with that woman. He stopped mentioning her name and everything.
Well, it would
So,
make sense if he's mad if in fact he caught her in the house with somebody. So,
mm-hmm.
guys, for those of you who are asking, Erica, this lady with the strong mommy Chrissy eyelashes on, she's pregnant, okay? And it's between potentially, well, she said it's one of her baby fathers. She's got 3x3 right now, and she says that one of the baby fathers is the father of baby number 4, okay? This woman with the glasses, she is now married to, spider lashes. One of her ex-boyfriends, okay? But she's married to one of the ex-boyfriends, and she dated one of her ex and one of her baby fathers. So they have shared the two same men, okay? These two women have shared the same men. Erica is exes to both of them, but baby mama to both of them. Latoya is married to one of them, which is this dude. Do I have his picture right here? this dude right here. Okay. But to get caught up on this, you're not going to do it in this conversation, y'all. I promise you.
It's so confusing.
You're gonna have to go and jump into the playlist, and then you're gonna have to go listen to one of Wicked Angel's lives. But Latoya is married to this man, and Erica used to be with him. She just had his baby last year. The baby's name is Drake, and he looks just like his daddy. Okay. But he's married to Latoya Mucker right here, who is always very proud to wear his ring. But back to when Wicked Angel called in, yeah, Latoya is not wearing her ring right now. And they did a sit down video 3 weeks ago that I posted where he was sitting there saying he didn't have time for YouTube anymore and sis was going to be filming by herself. Which put it put everyone's antenna up. But what I think, so when she said it's one of the fathers, I know that got people's attention that, ooh, could it be Muckers? Because Muckers been out on the streets. But keep in mind, do you remember about, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 months ago, Erica came out and said she was pregnant, but then quickly said it was like a lie or it was just a joke. And they started talking about it. And if you
that
don't
was
look
because
6,
of
7 months pregnant, like to me, like she looks like she's probably was telling the truth that she was pregnant back then.
No, she
You don't
wasn't.
think? Okay.
No, and she's been using a fake belly. She is allegedly pregnant, but she's not that
She's
far.
added on. So she's she's putting on. Okay. Okay.
Definitely. Yes, she definitely is playing the game. And the reason why she reneged back on that pregnancy was because I exposed that she was using those fake pregnancy tests that a lot of the YouTubers do.
Okay.
And she and I, that's when we fell out. So we were going back and forth. So I exposed that. So she can't, and people started questioning her so hard, and whatnot. She did come clean and say, well, this was just for entertainment. Okay, that's all it was. It was for entertainment. But moving forward, she comes up pregnant. And, the situation is she comes back like it's okay to just have 10 babies in 3 years. I mean, come on. I mean, girl, give yourself time for your womb to heal. Like, seriously, this isn't cute.
I think she thinks that that's going to get her ahead, but she's not selecting men who actually want to be with her. So it's actually getting her behind. If you have to go sit at the Waffle House and your lights are off, yeah, that's not cute. That's not a boss at all.
No, not at all. And and she was under the impression that Mucker had a lot more money than what he had. So she it's like they tricked each other. You know what I mean? Like she thought she was getting someone who was financially going to be beneficial, help her out. And he thought he had a big YouTuber that was actually going to send him to the top. He wanted to be as big as the Prince family himself. He's an opportunist.
So what about Latoya? Do you think she also is now realizing? I mean, they got married in the backyard and there's nothing wrong with that, but you would have thought they would have been downtown at the Hyatt. Okay. The way they were talking, they were going to be at the Hyatt or the Ritz and it was you know what I mean? Like it was going to be everything.
That I feel was just a play to kind of get at Erica. I think all of that was just strategic on their part to just like throw some shade at Erica, to be honest with you.
But what do you think about when they were going house shopping, Latoya and Rakan? And then not that the house that they have is not nice, but it's not what they played it up to be, in my opinion. So you know what I mean? If that's where they stay and that's their business, right?
Yeah.
Me being on the outside, I was not impressed.
Well, they're an average couple, and they're not wealthy, but look at who their competition was.
But
and
you would think that he is. He made it like he's a millionaire real estate agent. He like not that he's a millionaire, but he's like $1 million. He's a million seller type dude, and he gets those big checks. And okay, so yeah, he played it like he's like they are a little that they're upper middle class
keep up with the Joneses. And
yes, that they are up with the Joneses. They got the matching BMWs, and that they were going to be in about 4,000 square feet with 5 bathrooms and 3-car garage and all of the
Yes.
things. And that is not where they ended up. Now their
And
house
that
is
made no sense
nice,
to
but
me
you know what
for
I mean? It
him
didn't
to.
match up.
Oh, I don't mean it. I keep cutting you off,
No,
but
you're fine, sis.
that didn't make any sense to me to say he had a baby on the way. I would never,
Girl.
have been a million years been trying to act like I had that much money. You know what I mean?
Right.
Especially if I'm
Your
not with the other.
fiance has a baby on the way. Like that was what got me all last year.
Hmm.
Like, sis, you are way too excited because your husband has a baby on the way. Like that is just as ghetto as it get. Like that's like real ghetto.
It really was. It really was
And
like a.
might have another one as quiet as it's kept. So
Well,
what do you think the likelihood that Rakan fathered Erica's current baby? Do you like if you a gut check, is it Crier or is it Muckers or is it Mr. X?
I think it's not between Crier. I think it's between Mr. X and Mucker. And the reason why I
Mm.
say that is
Okay.
because what I know to be true is Crier used to confide in me all the time, and so did Erica. And it was told to me that, of course, he had moved on. He was definitely with another woman and has been that way for quite a while. He's been messing with other women.
Crier.
Hmm.
Well, that's what Damian Prince said. So let's go back to this week. Damian Prince was sitting there with his wife, Bianca, when Damian Crier, the daddy, decided to like out a story that the Prince
Hmm.
family really didn't want to talk about. Damian Prince and Bianca sat there, was like, look, dad sits over there and pillow talks with these women that he dates,
Yes.
and
And he
he's
did
he's
say
sitting up there
multiple.
talking my business and such. So yeah, I caught that when Damian Prince said that. I was like, oh, okay. And the reason why I felt like it was true was because of all of the things that Damian Crier talked about after Bianca and Damian said their piece. Was number one, he was mad because they said he was clout chasing, and then number two, because of the women. He parked on those two items heavy, and you know what I'm saying. You know, hit dog will holler. So, um, I think maybe he didn't want Erica to know about what he had going on. But this is a man who has 6 kids or had 6 kids. One passed away, but you know what I'm saying? 6 kids, 6 baby moms. This man is
Yes.
no like this man knows his way around a bedroom, I would imagine, right?
Yes. Well,
You know what I'm
then again, he does it because Erica actually got exposed in some text said he doesn't know his way around the bedroom. That's another
Really?
story.
Oh, okay. Okay. So
My
he's
sisters
not
are
up to
ridiculous.
snuff. He's not up to par, according
That's
to
what
Erica.
Erica told the guy Lance. Okay.
Mm.
That's what she told him, and he showed the DMs.
So let's talk about Lance for a minute. So, guys, if you're not confused
Yes.
enough, Lance is okay. I do have a video on this too. I went back and found a news story when the whole Chris Sales thing happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not know Lance was the quote unquote driver of the vehicle that when Chris Sales and Nairi uh, had a police car and pulled over a unsuspecting Houston uh, driver, that was
Mm-hmm.
Lance.
He's
So,
actually the guy who pulled a G, UN.
okay, yeah.
He pulled
So,
that out in the prank. Now, Lance, this is what you got to know about Lance. Lance, of course, was connected to Chris Sales and Nair and a bunch of the content creators. He's even met
mhm,
with Damian Prince. Like they play
mhm.
ball together.
Yeah, because Vaughn
And
was like is one of Damien's good friends, right? That's
yes,
like his best
yes,
buddy or whatever. At least
yes.
YouTube. Right?
He was
Mhm,
around them and he did let them know that he was interested in a channel.
mhm,
And they were all gully ho willing to help him until they
mhm.
found out he was talking to Erica. And this was the
Yeah, because
thing.
she's trouble.
Yes, Erica sought him out because she knew he was connected to them. Remember,
So
she's always trying to get to the
do you
Prince
think she
family.
put the bug in his ear like, hey, why don't you do a prank with a police car? I'm a police officer. You guys can borrow mine. Is that how that happened? Because I always wonder, well, I knew that they had some sort of association because it was said that Erica used to pay those guys.
Mm-hmm.
So what's
Mm-hmm.
his name? The guy who's got the girlfriend too. Him and his wife just split up.
Em and
Um,
Vaughn.
not yeah, Em and Vaughn I know broke up too, but there was another one. He's got, I think I don't know if she's white or biracial. I'm not sure, but they have a couple of kids together and they were breaking up all the time. They got banned from Walmart. I cannot think of their name. Some of you
Uh,
guys may know who I'm talking about, but they had something to do with this too. They were all part of, they were all in that kind of management group or whatever, but Erica used to pay to
Mm-hmm.
be in their pranks. And
Mm-hmm.
she's been in the background for a minute. The fact that sis came up and got left with the bag of two kids and nobody wants her, I'm sorry. I think that this is a cautionary tale for a lot of women. Stop trying to think that because you produce a baby that's going to make somebody fall in love with you or want to be with you, and most of all care. Some of these guys out, they don't care about you now and they won't care about your baby. I'm sorry, like they just won't. They may
well,
want to have something to do with their baby potentially, but sometimes not.
Well, 1 month after meeting Lance, let me just go back and make sure I finish this. She actually, after everything had happened, as far as the prank and that they were arrested, she pretty much sought Lance out once she realized he was still connected with them. So
Yeah.
he didn't know who she was. He didn't know that it was her car. He didn't know she was the officer. He didn't know. She hit him up saying, "Hey, I see you on a YouTube channel. I'm a YouTuber. I'll help you." That's how they met. Okay.
And just to tell you guys how that would have happened, number one, she loaned her police car out to a bunch of guys who were YouTubers, right? Chris Sales and company. Lance was the person that Chris Sales and company pulled over. Erica ended up under investigation because she allowed civilians to use her patrol car for a YouTube prank.
Yes.
So
Her.
not only was she under investigation, she also ended up losing her job. She more than likely had access to people's names and information because all these guys got arrested. It's public record. And it was all over the news and everything in Houston at the time. So back to what Wicked Angel just said, she reached out to him after she lost her job. People got arrested. People lost these. They weren't millionaire YouTubers at the time. They were up and coming. They were getting
Hmm.
popular, but they were
Yeah, the
still
only
up and
one at
coming.
that time, who really I think was doing pretty well was Chris Sales, because of course
Right.
Queen Naja.
Exactly. And that was when him and Queen still were together and had a baby. So Erica has been in the back. She's been in the cut. She's been kind of like in the bushes, if you will, trying to get in, almost like Latoya too. So let's not leave Latoya out, but
Hmm.
Erica has been very aggressively trying to get out the bushes. And
Yes,
trying to make a name for herself. But all she's made her a name for herself is as a baby mama. Like
pretty
that's
much.
or and a shit starter. Like that's no claim to fame on YouTube. That makes people not want to have anything to do with you.
Well, 1 month after, connecting with Lance and collabing with a couple of videos, she started insisting on him impregnating her.
Can you believe it? Can
Yeah.
you
Oh,
believe just the mentality of someone who thinks like we talk about this a lot here, Wicked Angel. There's young women, there's women of all ages who just don't see having a baby as a big deal. Like it's like, let's just
yeah.
have a baby together. Like you want to get me pregnant? Like it's
Yeah.
like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, and this is the thing. When there was a situation where she was left in the hotel by Crier, by
Oh
Damien
yeah.
Crier,
Mm-hmm.
and he left her. It was when she was pregnant,
Mm-hmm.
and she had gotten him a resort, for his birthday,
Yep.
and She was crying. She went live about it. Well, Lance was the guy, as well as Mucker, who she called to come up there. And Lance went. And she pretty much practically threw herself at him, but he reneged. He just didn't
I
he
mean,
didn't
she had
like the
just
guy
been on live stream for 3 hours, ugly,
crying over
snotty
crying,
nose crying
pregnant.
because, what's his name had left her. Girl, girl, I got the whole screenshot of that. Like she took that down. But girl, that live
It was
was
horrible.
crazy. That was crazy. And then when Crier went live after that at the park and told that story about how he confronted her about not believing that the baby was his, and he deleted that one too, girl.
Hmm.
A mess. Like they have a very long, messy history. Um, but let's get back to Latoya really quick. What do we? So, Daddy gone. Do you think Daddy's gone or Daddy's home? According to her, she says Daddy's home. But what you're saying too is that she was asking you if she needed to know something. What do you think?
I think Daddy's home, and I think the reason why is because she doesn't want Erica to sink her paws back into him, and that's one of the worst things we women have. One of the worst traits is when there's a competition and there's a triangle, we fight for a no good in man. It's like neither one wants
Hmm.
to let go, and the man is just soaping it. Soaping it all in. He's just eating off of both of them. At that point. So I think
Right.
Toya will try and, of course, keep him because she's the wife. She wants that whole narrative that they're happily ever after. She won, And I think Erica will go to any limits just to make sure she puts a stamp, to let it be known. Well, I can have him back, and it's just nasty. It's like they're swingers, but they won't call themselves swingers. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like some I don't even know what to call it. It's just
But do you
because
think? I think she was hurt by the breakup with Rakan. But who do you think she really? Do you think? Do you think Erica can love? And we already know she don't love herself. So, but who do you think she is really, 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 really wants? Because you were able to develop a little bit of a relationship with her. Like, who is she really? Who's her? Who does it for her? Is it Rakan or is it Crier?
it was Rakan. She
Mm.
would call Crier old and broke. And I'm like, girl, like, stop. Like, I heard
So
her
she
in
was
that
just using
video so
him.
many times. Yeah, to get to the Prince family. Her goal was
Okay.
the Prince family.
But she really felt. I mean, she did seem devastated by the whole Rakan thing that Latoya basically tricked her out her spot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but she fell for it. She fell
Yeah,
for it. Like she gave Latoya way too much attention. Where she should have been focusing on her man, she gave Latoya and Crier too much attention. And also, he wasn't that deeply vested into YouTube yet to really follow the shits with her. And she ended up losing because she was so focused on her channel and putting up content and making money. Sis still broke. Like,
yeah, definitely.
like,
Like the poor girl was sitting there, her car messed up. Crier wouldn't give her the money for a down payment, and luckily enough, her mom co-signed for her to get another car. But it was
mm.
really rough. She had to move out of her place, and she had just had a baby by a man that, like you said, Mucker wasn't doing anything, or Rakan wasn't doing anything at all, wasn't even acknowledging that the baby existed. Pretty much at that point.
But didn't Damien buy her a car? What happened to it?
No, he didn't. That always for show. That pretty much he was paying her rent and he was getting tired of paying her rent. And just to let you know, Crier on his video that he did, he admitted that last year he had to make a choice between his car payment and his rent. Okay, so he let it be known, look, I wasn't doing my best. And
Hmm.
thankfully, he went to Facebook and now has almost 1 million subs there.
Yeah,
So
he's doing all
that was
those
that. So we talked about
what
that,
is
the
it?
gold digger pranks.
Gold digger pranks, yeah.
But
Um so he's
honestly,
doing much
yeah,
better.
Honestly, yeah, like it's not what you would think. And this is the thing. He was making so much money when he was with Toya, but Erica dried it up like a plague over the past year
Yeah,
to where he
because
wasn't making hardly anything.
with YouTube, your check is based on what you did the month before. So when people get paid the 21st of June, that's all May. All of
Hmm.
it's May. Right now, you're working on June, and June will get paid in July. So even though you do make residual money, oftentimes, if you're a real notification gang, you are caught up on almost everything. For new subscribers, there's a ton of stuff for people to watch. But if people are trying to stay caught up with what's current, sometimes people go and do, they'll binge watch your stuff to get caught up because you can see in your analytics when people are, way down in the basement
Hmm.
watching old videos, and that's cool, and you do make money off of that. But your real money, unless an old video goes viral for some reason, is with your current stuff. You're always going to make the most money off of what's new because that's
Very
what you're going to
true.
get your most volume off of.
Very true.
And he wasn't getting those, as Mr. Cryer would say, those bangers. And he just wasn't, and he, like, it happens. Sometimes your money will dry up. We see that with Liv's Life, with a lot of these channels. They're making
Hmm.
5-figure checks a month, and then it's down to maybe they're making $1,500 or $2,000, and they have
Very easy.
just they didn't post videos. They got depressed. They didn't want to post anything. They cussed out their audience. People didn't come watch. I mean, Cryer's apology video last night. Did you see that? I don't even think he has
No, I
5,000 views.
No, and that's just it. It really sucker punched him, and one of the reasons is ha ha ha. Thanks to Wicked Angel, because last year about the home invasion, okay, Erica told me all about it the day after it happened, so it really was a real thing that the Prince family
Mhm.
went through. But of course, they did not want it to come to YouTube. So
I felt like they had talked about it in a roundabout way. When they moved, remember? Okay, so when they were at the house that we all know where the clubhouse was being filmed and everything, they were at the nice house, and then they did a walkthrough. I don't know if you remember that video.
I
They did a
do.
video when they moved, they completely moved out of that house,
Hmm.
and they were doing a walkthrough of the old house and showing the pool and everything and where they would film and da 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 da. And they were just saying that because they were building that new, like, estate, if you will, that's still being built, that custom home. But in between, all of a sudden, it's like they were throwing stuff into this new house where they're sitting, where they are right now, but they
Yes,
still have a house being built.
that is
um
correct.
and it was
It was
very
all of a
much in
sudden
like a
in a blur.
rush, and they were
The
like,
same way Crier. Crier was, of course, prior to this, what happened with him and Erica, he was renovating this house he was in.
yeah.
And even though he was renting, it was a rent to own lease. Okay. So
Hmm.
he did plan on at some point qualifying for a loan to purchase the home.
Right.
But, so anyway, he was renovating the kitchen and he changed the cabinets and did all these things. And then all of a sudden, he moved
Right.
abruptly. Like, and then there it is. Oh, my new house tour. Why I left. I'm leaving Houston. This whole thing. So definitely,
I
you
was
can
like,
tell
he's
when something's
probably in like Galveston or LaPorte or damn,
happening.
he's somewhere in the vicinity. He's not going to be too far because he keeps getting, even though he drives to Indiana to pick up the other kid. He don't mind, seems to mind driving, but I don't think he's too far. I don't
No,
think
definitely
he's
not.
too far. I don't know where,
Definitely
but Houston's a big place.
very close to Houston, if not right there, and still in Houston.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. You can't blame the man for wanting to feel safe because it was a very serious situation. The problem is when these things happen, Crier has a way of always downplaying it, saying it was just a rumor, there's no truth to it. And then, Lord and behold, like he did, when I did the show about the home invasion, he told
Mm.
everyone that that was a fake story, that I was making it up. It had no truth to it. But of course, a year later, he's like,
But
"Oh
I don't
yeah,
think that's true, though. I mean, we know it's true that they did have
hmm
a home invasion. I felt like the Prince family talked about it for like they said something serious happened, YouTubers, like, I think they talked about a news story. It may have been around the time that Quavo and because has it been almost a year since Quavo got killed?
He died. Or you mean
From the not
Takeoff?
Quavo, but Takeoff. Like
He
it
died
seemed like it
in
was around that
around
time.
Halloween, but their home invasion was in July.
Okay, so but it was something around the time that Takeoff passed away, and they were talking about YouTubers and people getting their doors kicked in. They talked about something,
That was
and
during my
they
show.
hadn't
That's
been
when I did the show
posting.
about it.
Okay. But didn't they talk about it a little bit? I felt
They
like they
did.
talked about something. They didn't say it was them, but they were talking about some things happening. And
Hmm.
and when I was thinking about like them damn near rushing into this house, and Bianca was getting the big Amazon order of food, and it was like a big rush, and they didn't want people like, it was a very different type of video that they had put out that day, when they had just did like a walking tour of the property of the new big palatial home that they're building. All of a
Yeah.
sudden they're in this house. But Damien was like, it's not a big deal. We own like 5, 6 houses. So this is just another
Hmm.
one of the houses that
Well, that happened
we
in
own, blah,
July.
blah, 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 blah,
What
whatever.
you're speaking of, and I
Okay.
dropped. It happened in the beginning of July, or maybe the ending week of June, when it happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I did the story about it in the end of July, and that's when one of the bigger T pages picked it up. They heard it. They contacted him, let him know, like, look, rumor has it there was this home invasion, yada yada yada, and he even mentioned that when they did their video. But that came from me breaking the story about it,
Okay.
because I
Okay.
was basically telling about how basically how Erica was betraying Crier by telling all his business.
Okay. So it does. So this week, when he talked about the Prince family home invasion, yes, they're going for 10 million. He's going for 1 million. Low key, I do think he was kind of backhandedly trying to throw Erica up under the bus. What do you think about that? Was he trying to like, it was when he said he wanted to bring awareness to what? Like he kept saying, I just wanted to bring awareness. I just wanted to bring awareness to what? Awareness to home
Hmm.
invasions, awareness to be careful, awareness for what? That's why he got called out for clout chasing, because it didn't make sense what you were trying to
No.
bring awareness to. You never qualified the awareness.
That's because of this story about him catching her with another man. He wants that
He
gone.
wanted to change the narrative. Is that
He
what you're
wanted to
saying?
change the
He
narrative
did
and
an
make
old
it seem
flip of the
like
script.
he did a flip of the script. And
Okay. Okay.
whenever that check gets low, like you said, and he's trying to make his check for next month, he'll use the Prince family's name. He went and got Darion. And you can look through the history that when he used to record with Darion, it would save
Mm-hmm.
his numbers. But that doesn't
Yeah,
work anymore. His numbers
it's a
still
hundred
go down.
thousand views. People
It
love.
used to be.
Okay. Well, he's
Lately, it's
growing up
down
now.
to, like, now. I think his videos with Darion were getting like maybe 14, 15,000.
Oh, geez.
Yes, so he's definitely took a huge hit. Like, people just aren't going for it anymore. Nothing's working for him on YouTube because of all the lies and all the drama with Erica. And the thing is, with this situation with him coming out with it, it was to downplay the idea that that he actually was in a vulnerable situation with someone over Erica. It was to knock her out of the equation and kind of put a hint in people's heads that this could have been a home invasion and his whole family's been targeted and he too had to deal with stuff. Because when I dropped my video last week, he was watching and he actually did his video soon as I ended my live. Well, actually, while I was ending my live, he dropped his video, and pretty much it was coinciding with mine. He spoke about how something terrible had happened at his home. He spoke about how he had gone to a family attorney. He spoke about how no one knew where he lived. He spoke about how No one was going to know where he lived other than Bianca and Damien and his other children. He spoke on how he had moved on with his life. He spoke on, how he had gotten his heart just broken. That someone he said had reached out to him, who I think was Mucker, and he said he would have never expected this person to reach out to him, but they did, and they showed him receipts of something, and it really was kind of hard because he's a human. And he said, but he was gonna be okay. He was strong, and he was getting over it, and that he was going to make a video and talk all about it. Okay. But he said
Mhm.
he wasn't going to do that because it would have been wrong. All of the things pretty much that were kind of like it coincided with the video that I did.
Mm.
So after
So
that,
he really was trying to I think he was trying to throw Erica under the bus because at the end of the
hmm
day, he doesn't want, I mean, it's a shame that he may not want her to be successful, but I'm thinking, what would your reason be for anything other than to make her look bad? Which I get it. I mean, she should look bad if she did something. If that's what she's done, then it is what it is. She just has to eat it, right?
well, yeah,
But what was the point in you dragging your kids back up into your mess of pillow talking with Erica? Erica let it out on the streets, or pillow talking to the point where people are going to assume that the home invasion may have had something to do. I mean, I think that's where he left people. I mean, I feel like he left people with the assumption that the home invasion could have been at the clumsiness of him talking too much of his business, not so much that people found out about the home invasion. I think he left people
hmm
with a question mark, almost that like too much information was out there, and somebody he talked to somebody who busted down our doors. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it was just, oh, the tea got on the street. I think it was, you talked to somebody who talked to somebody who sent Pookie to my house.
yes.
That's
Well,
how I
think
feel
about it.
like he left it.
Well, look at how angry he is at her. And then she's pregnant again by another man. Think about that. And
I
then
mean,
think
he
about
needs
the
to be mad at
idea.
himself. Like, he should have
I agree.
known she's a trap queen. Like, I mean,
I agree.
a man with 6 kids and 6 baby moms, and she's one of them. You should know this, sir.
But this is the thing. You got to remember the Prince family is, I would feel like his bank, where his son isn't going to let him fall but so far. But when he's dealing with her, the son dries his pockets up really fast on him, which is why he had to make a choice between his car payment or
That's a
his
shame.
rent
That means
last
he's
year.
not saving money, and he doesn't.
No.
He's living too high on the hog. Well, you know
Well,
what?
he
He might
told
need to
me.
stop going to the casino. How about that? Stay out them
Yes,
casinos.
yes. But now he told me, okay, he said that he does have money put up in savings. And now he said this to me last year. He said that he does have a substantial amount in savings, okay? And he does have money put away for his other kids, his minor children. But he did tell me I don't live like people think I live. And the reason why he was saying that is because he might have this savings, he might have all these things, but if his check went from what he and both Latoya told me, okay, two separate occasions, that he was making about $30,000 a month when he was
Hmm.
recording with her. That drawed up all the way to 2,000 if best on his
Yeah,
check.
I can believe it.
So that changes things a lot. So with that said, now you've got this son over here that has money, an ample amount of money that you can't even go to because of this woman. Not only did she cheat on him, not only did she go to other men, because like I said, Lance exposed the text messages that she was sending him, and she was talking pure junk. She literally was saying, like I told you, that he's not good sexually. She was just talking about him, how much she wanted to be with Lance. She actually sent Lance a text telling him she wanted him to go over to Cryer's house and leave a bag of Magnum condoms on
Mm-mm.
his porch because Cryer has never seen a Magnum. Okay.
But that's so corny. That is just so. It's
Why would
like,
she do
Erica,
that?
girl, you so corny, sis. Like, those are not the those are not the games you play with men to get men to
No.
call you up. Those are the ones that have them calling the police and getting protective orders. Like you sound like it, like
Yeah.
some of these women have no game. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
it
Wicked
gets
Angel.
dangerous. Look,
Like
look,
they don't have any
friend.
game. They just
She
don't.
had she also wanted Lance to attack Mucker. And she had Mucker wanting to, or she was trying to get Mucker and Crier to fight. Like, this is
For
something she
what?
does.
For what? Mucker is a butterball,
She likes doing it.
and Crier is, he's not fit. So who wants to see that fight? Like that's
Well,
silly. That's silly talk. Your two
Crier
baby
spoke
fathers
about,
fighting. Come on.
yeah, but she actually told Crier, like long in the time when I think like Crier was supposed to be picking up Dion and she was with Mucker. She pretty much told Crier that Mucker said that if he pulled up, he would go to the trunk on him, meaning to go get his G.
Yeah.
Know. And that's dangerous. You're talking about grown men.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I remember that day that she had that recording of
Yes.
Mucker saying he saw like a yellow Camaro, but he thought it was
Yes.
Damien's yellow Mustang.
Yes. And he
Girl,
would go
yeah.
to the trunk. And that was all, but because that's what she was telling him, the type of energy that Crier was bringing to him, which was not true.
Well, at the time, I mean, that's the mother of his kid, and Mucker was just a boyfriend. Erica just seems like the type that, because she doesn't have a whole lot going on, she wants to create drama with the men
Hmm.
to have it seem like they're deeply in love with her, and they're
She
just not. If you
she
have to
gets off
play
on it.
games with men to make them, get their energy up, to feel like they are in love with you, they're not in love with you. I mean, you don't
No,
have to tell a man to fight for you. If a
it's
man
the
wants
thrill
to
of the
fight for you,
chase.
he's gonna. You don't have to create drama for them to do that. That's how you end up at funerals.
Yes, or pregnant and alone, like what is
Pregnant and
happening.
alone. Yes.
And
Pregnant and
and even if
alone.
this child is Criers, look at the situation now. You know what I
He
mean?
can't, he's
And yeah,
gonna. So tell me about the family attorney. Was it just a visitation deal? Is it like a set number for child support? Like, what was he alluded to the family attorney, but he never went into detail? Like, okay, you went to a family attorney and what? Like, that's what
hmm
I want to know, Mr. Crier in the bushes, because we know he
well,
loves a reaction channel.
that's what I was wondering because I think he was trying to say he would be wanting custody. Part of the reason is because right now she's homeless.
Okay.
Not to mention, sis is dropping out two babies in a year, so it's sort of like, about two different men. It's kind of making her look bad, and she doesn't have a
Absolutely.
stable income either.
Right. You know what? This is what I think for Erica. Number one, Erica needs to say, fuck it. And she needs to drop all the tea. And then she just needs to drop her videos, and that's it. And stop worrying about like what Wicked Angel's saying. Stop worrying if I'm calling her out for not having a seatbelt on.
Hmm.
She
Hmm.
needs to stop, get out the bushes. This is what I mean, all these moms out here, get out the bushes, stop paying attention to reactors, put your videos out, and just live in your ratchet ghetto truth. Just drop the
They are
damn videos and keep it pushing.
exactly
Because
just be as
if
ratchet as
you
you want
want
to
to
be.
make your money, you are not cleaning anything up and you are not fooling anybody. Just be your ratchet ghetto self and stop worrying about what Wicked Angel thinks and what Fran thinks.
Hmm.
Just live it and be truthful in your ghetto ratchetness and just make your money, sis.
But
That's
they are
the main
addicted.
thing.
But it's the ego. They're
But
addicted.
it's not
They're addicted.
accepting who you are. Y'all ratchet. All
Yes,
y'all
very.
ratchet. Ratchet and ghetto and reckless.
Yes,
Why
and
does
this
it
is the
matter
thing.
that Wicked Angel says it? Like you're living
Hmm.
it. Why you think you're fooling people out here?
But there's a reason why she goes to such small YouTubers. Like she loves to control the board. And she used to try and get people, of course, to force her narratives. That's what it was about. And Crier enjoys it as well. They love it. They feel for, like he cannot leave my channel. It's like the man is always in my
Well,
bushes.
because you
And
have a pulse for what's going on, and I think he wants to know what's going on.
yeah.
Um, but yes, there are people out here. We have definitely seen some YouTubers who have tried to use reaction channels to do their bidding. This is nothing new. This happens all over the place. Me personally, I don't care if someone drops down in my chat. I don't you never know who's dropping you tea. I'm gonna be honest, because you could have someone drop you tea, you don't know where it came from, but it's valid.
Hmm.
So you never, I don't want someone reaching out to me and because the people in the chat, the people in the bushes, they want to know when they come to a commentary channel that you're like the real deal. They want to know that
Hmm.
you are giving it to them as honest as you know it to be at that moment. And if
Yes.
when they pull out the receipts that you've had a relationship with someone, even though that's not like a bad thing, that you're friendly with someone, you may sometimes people don't even realize that they're doing people's dirty work. It's best to just keep it real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if I don't
Yes.
want anyone trying to get in contact with me that I've done a story on. I have no interest in being like, I don't want to know. Like
And I had to
don't
learn that,
you
friend.
want
But
to email
I
me?
met
Email
Erica.
me, but we are not going to lunch. We're not going to talk on the phone. Like
Mhm.
outside of an interview, I don't want to know you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But friend,
um,
when I met Erica, she was in such a low point. It was right after she found out she was pregnant, and she was so depressed. She was so depressed. So I really tried to be that older woman that comes to her to try and build her up, let her see that
absolutely.
life's not so bad. She can still move forward. And I changed the narrative in that sector. And she got full with ego after I did that. And the thing is, you know, in the beginning, she was like, wanting to say she was changing because she had realized some of the things, like you said, the ratchetness. And she said that's not what she was about. She wanted to get to where she was actually motivating people and changing herself. So I fell into it. I did. And I felt like a fool because, like I said, as soon as the narrative was changed and people started liking her again, well, there goes the ego. And then she started going after everybody. And I
Right.
know all too well how toxic she and Crier were. Like there was a lot of situations where we would be, the three of us on a phone call, and she would be talking to him like a thug in the street. Like, girl, you would have thought it was a gang banging situation ready to go on, like a drive by. You definitely wouldn't have
But
thought
he
she was
likes
talking.
that. He likes
They
that.
both
I
do.
think
They
I
both
think
do.
there's a certain element of them that like all that. But that's not, you know what I mean? I think they have attraction to that, but that's not what's going to drive a relationship forward long term.
No,
Um,
but they work
mhm.
together. Like they
Yeah.
would do this, they would act like this, and then, they would just, come up with these narratives or these storylines for YouTube. And to
Yeah.
them it's okay. And the thing what I was trying to show her is, look, you're an influencer, and people come to you because they want to know about your life. You need to be transparent. You don't have to come up with all this BS and try and fake who you are. Like, she would quote biblical quotes and things of that nature.
It's like,
But
girl,
that's
stop
not
it.
the real her. That's just not. And it's okay. It's okay. But she just, that's how she looks at it. Like YouTube is just a place where they can say and do whatever they want for the sake of a click and a view. It's really not about them being authentic. Like I watch you, I watch the stories about Liv. I know a little bit about her. I've only been on a panel with her once on one of my brother channels. And she pretty much, at the time she was getting pestered by another woman, and she seemed sweet as apple pie, this and that. So I started watching her. I'm sure you know Mink, who of course I used to be friends with, and from her I started watching Keesha, Kaylee. So
Mm-hmm.
I know about these people and I watch them, and that's what I look for: transparency. Be who you are.
But you can
Erica
see with
wants to
these
be
channels, these women get caught up in lies all the time. And
all
the
the time.
thing is, they got people behind the scenes. That's what happened with Keisha and her friend, that person. And
Mm-hmm.
then Liv behind the scenes. I think she, I don't know what she's doing, but I remember she was up on a panel. I'm not sure which panel you're talking about, but I remember she's been on some panels where, like, sis, what are you doing over here? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and she's over here talking about reactors from the mom sector, trying to get people to low key come for people and drag them into beefs. And you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
girl, sis is conniving AF. And don't be fooled by Keisha Kaylee either, because sis, you don't end up with a friend like her friend on accident. So you know what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
And through all of that, girl, I show provide a receipt, like, you know what I'm saying, like all that stuff behind the scenes with these women, girl, I don't want to know nothing about it. That's why I stick with the videos, I'm telling you, because these people will try to, like, talk with
Use you.
you, want to kind of, like, oh, woe is me, because they know you might have a pulse on the street, you are good at kind of putting things together, and then they're going to use you and try to make you look bad, and all you're trying to do is have a channel and do commentary, and then you
Mm-hmm.
fall into a relationship with these weirdos. Girl, I'm telling you,
Friend, I
it's
watched them for
drama.
years. I just wanted something similar. Like when I started my panel, okay, I'm an older woman. I'm in my late 40s. So I wanted a panel where it would be like a lot of great topics that we women could just sit and discuss,
Hmm.
okay? And something like a round table, like The View or something. That's what I imagined. And I never meant to get into so much drama with that. It's just I just got into it because I thought I was helping out someone in need, and I'm a
Right.
cancer. What can I
Well,
say?
it's a complicated story. It's multi-layered, and there's people out here legit who watch this stuff like a soap opera, and we're kind of like soap opera digest. If they're a soap opera, we're soap opera digest. So they
Mhm.
pick up soap opera digest to figure out, like, okay, here's the synopsis of what happened, and then you go to the website and this is where you can talk about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't think that a lot of these creators who have people reacting to their channels realize they don't use it for their benefit, of knowing that this feeds you still into the algorithm, and a view is a view. They look at it
Mhm.
as a threat, and they try to run with these narratives that people hate them, people are out to get them, people are trying to ruin. No one's ruining anyone's reputation who can't be ruined. Erica has done plenty. Latoya has done plenty. The
Mhm.
Criers, even the Prince family, they have all done their dirt out here on whether it's making up stories, the Jacksons of Atlanta, all these people.
Yes.
Some people are really, really real about what's going on, but some people are not. And to me, if you have a channel, like if there's a channel that's got some like Keisha reached out to many reactors before her dealings with the person you mentioned before.
Mhm.
And, like, I'm telling you, it's absolutely nuts. Even Latoya, let's look at it this way. When I reached out to Latoya for an interview, and she was all too happy to respond. When she did that interview with Gangster Moji, I was like, oh well, let me shoot my shot. I sent her a note. I said, hey,
Mhm.
I do some videos on the Crier family, etc. Would you be willing to talk to me? And she did.
Mhm.
So now she and I respected her privacy. I never reached out to her, anything like that again. I guess I could have at a certain point, but I think that once I realized and stuff was dropping and I realized that she was kind of lying, I was like, yeah, I'm good. Like, I don't want
Yeah.
to talk
What's
to
the
people who are
benefit of it?
trying to use, yeah, there's no benefit, because if all of a sudden I'm out here looking like she's planting stories to me, or I'm looking like I'm behind this, like that kind of stuff, I was not interested in. When I saw that she was like a behind the scenes play runner,
Yes.
I was like, oh, she came on, she told a false story of how Mr. Cryer met. She told that information about her being a nurse. She's a damn billing clerk. I don't know if she's a
Yes.
nurse now or not. I don't know. But she basically lied on a whole lot of stuff in the interview that I
Yeah,
did with
because
her.
to her
So
it's a game because it's to
yeah.
them they don't care. They just want that click and that view. And that's the thing. Like I've had people do stories on me like oh my god, like there's so many videos that I have ran about me with none of them being accurate information, just made up stories.
Because
And
people
it
want to
would get to
know
me.
about you,
It would
and then
get
they're
to me
getting bits and
though.
pieces of what they think.
Well, yeah, and people run these narratives. It sounds interesting, and people go with it. And I used to just lose my temper, because it wasn't the truth. It wasn't me because
Mhm.
I'm accountable for my BS. I'm not perfect. So if you're calling me out on what I really do wrong, I have no problem with it. I can take that. I didn't like the way that they would just come up with anything. But
But
then I started realizing, look, people are going to think however they want to think. I just have to be honest and open to myself, and the people that they deal with me, they'll deal with me, they'll get to know me, and they'll know those are lies. And eventually that's what happened. And funny enough, those same rumors, like they were like Cryer went on Erica's panel with the live and basically said that I was homeless, said that he had hired a private investigator to
mhm.
follow me, said I was homeless, said I was crazy, and I was a stalker. When 1 week prior, he had told everybody, oh, y'all know Wicked Angels got my favorite channel. Go over and support Wicked Angels.
Yeah, they
The
were
week
sitting up on
before.
your panel for like an hour.
Oh yeah, definitely. But hey, it goes like it goes, and I took a lot of flack for that. People were in my comments for like weeks, like yeah, you're homeless, and now when the story comes out, I live better than them. I'm buying my home. I'm literally
Okay.
meeting with a realtor to buy another home, while meanwhile they're over there can't even get approved for a rental. You know how you
Okay.
see how this works. So
Right.
it is
Well,
what
and
it
it's
is, and
also
I
to
take it with
change
a
the
grain.
narrative and to think that they're going to shame. So there's this. I feel like there's a tactic of shame the shamer. So you're bringing out their tea, or we're discussing what we see in these videos, right? And they feel some type of way because you're able to see behind the show, the entertainment,
Yes.
and like this video seemed innocent enough that I opened up with Latoya, but I'm calling out, guys, where's the ring? Do you guys, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm calling out what people sometimes don't notice, right?
Yes.
And then they want to say, but you have a traffic ticket.
Mhm.
Da, da, da,
Mhm.
da. Like they
Mhm.
want to flip the script, change the narrative. They want to make you be a bad guy because they
Yes.
feel some type of way about you talking about their business. But that's back to what I was talking about before you came on. Some of these people want to make it personal. Liv came for some reactors last week and made it very personal, pretty much for everybody, but specifically one who went through personal tragedy. And for me, I didn't give a fuck. Like the
Yeah.
Liv can't shake me at all. But at the end of the day, she tried to demoralize someone, and she was quite crass and rude about it, and people are not happy about what she did to this person because at a certain point, like, we are women, right? And she really came, and just said some awful things, but at the end of the day, they always want to make it personal, but you
Yes.
shouldn't be watching. They just shouldn't be watching, in my opinion. This isn't. So if someone's sitting in the bushes and having a whole live stream about Wicked Angel, are you motivated to go watch that? Like,
No,
does
I
that?
don't. I
Yeah,
don't, but I do. But let me be honest, I do have
I
people that
can't.
watch it for me
Mhm.
and they'll send me the key points. You know what I mean? Like they'll tell
Yeah,
me like
I
the
I
rundown.
can't.
But no, like the first times it happened, I did. I was in the bushes about to
Mhm.
go on like I was about to combust. Okay? And when I tell you I was about to explode, oh my gosh. that's why I ended up getting my platform. But now I just take it with a grain of salt. Like it doesn't make or break me. It's
Girl,
sort of
but if you
like
look at your numbers, you'll probably get like, I mean, I don't know. In the past week, I think I got 100 new subscribers. So Liv can talk about me all she wants. She
yes,
talked about me last week, and this week, girl, I got a whole nother 100 subscribers. So it's all cool in the gang for me. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like people need to
yes,
realize, be love says it. Like a view is a view. Peyton Marie
that's
Charles
the
was
truth.
live for 2.5 hours earlier this week, and she was like, "Look, like I'll paraphrase it. I wanted to talk about it, but at the end of the day, like it basically like you have to let that stuff roll off your back. You just absolutely have to. Especially
Definitely.
when you're, in our position of commentary. If you're doing commentary and you're being critical on someone turning around and being critical on you is just part of the game.
Part of the
Like
game. It's
you
part
gotta
of the
let it
game, and
go.
you have to accept it. And
Yeah,
that's the
you gotta
truth.
let it go. And if you're
And you
someone
can't
who
blame them, because of course it is them, and they want to paint this picture, whatever narrative it is. Like you were saying about Keisha's not perfect, but that's what she wants you to see. That life is perfect and perfect, and there you go. And when it's drama, she wants to control it, same as Erica, and that's pretty much what they do. So I get it, but it's my thing is I'm like you. I don't want to have like any personal connections with any of them. Like,
Yeah, if I do
I
videos on
don't.
you, you don't have to bother inboxing me ever or
Hmm.
dropping in my chat. I don't need that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I get everything I need to know from watching your videos. Like you don't have to come to my chat ever, and you don't have to email me. Like I don't all I need to see is what's in the videos. If you want to drop some tea, drop it in your video. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I don't want to have no, because I feel like someone, if I've done a video on you and you come to my inbox, you're being messy. You're being messy. Like I don't even want to know about it.
well, I was just a newbie, and I had no idea that how I could get used, that easily. But
No,
that's
but
what it
that's
was.
good though. I learned that lesson too, sis. I'm telling, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not the had to learn that lesson too. It didn't happen that way specifically. But yes, there's just everyone gets their lesson a different way. And that's, you know what I mean? But you have a good you know this story. So they want you off of it as soon as possible. Um they don't want you running their, like you are intuitive to this situation, and I think they feel
Mhm.
like that's a threat. But that's good because that means you're out here doing good work and people are interested in it and they're tuning in and stuff. I'm so glad you came through so we could
Yes, ma'am.
talk all of this because I love uh this whole story, this whole sloppy second crew. I love it. This is one of my guilty pleasures that I watch like when I'm not watching my real bags. I mean, I do try to check in with Erica at least once a week, that whole storyline. But I feel like it's getting ready to start simmering up again. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I just think Erica needs to go ahead, do what you do best, drop all your receipts, drop your videos, drop your recordings, just drop everything like you did last time. And she just needs to live in her truth and stop trying to worry about the way you control the narrative is by dropping more videos than I drop. You know what I mean? Do you
Mm-hmm.
think like people feel like I don't want you to make more money off me than I can make off me? But at the end of the day, if there's more videos being dropped about you than from you, that's the problem. You're not
I
controlling
agree.
the narrative. You can't control 100 people reacting on you. That's why CJ So Cool goes live. That's why Corey and Carmen go live.
Mm-hmm.
That's why
Mm-hmm.
when the Teep channels start dropping, they start dropping. You want to drop 10 videos, they're gonna go live.
Well,
Okay.
I know how bad they want to get the T pages attention. And of course, the larger T pages aren't interested in them anymore. because their numbers have been so low.
Well, and
So
they
that
lie
was
so
heartbreaking
much.
to them. That was heartbreaking to them. And it's that type of thing where she'll say, "Oh, I don't want this. I don't want this." And then when it stopped, it really teeter off. You know what I mean? It was
Yeah,
like, well, wait a minute. They aren't talking about me anymore. So she's somewhat pleased that people are talking about her. And she's a narcissist. I mean, a lot of content creators are. I'm sure you're aware of that.
absolutely.
So,
Um,
go with
I
it.
think the only reason why Martin Lewis talked about it this week, number one, I don't know if he dropped your link or not, but I felt like he
Mm-hmm.
should have. I'm just going to be messy and say that. I don't think he gave you your credit. I mean, he showed your video, he said your name. I don't know if he dropped your links. If he did, I mean, because you should have gotten some play off that. I don't know if you saw any additional play from
Little
that,
bit.
but
I got like 100 extra subs,
oh, okay.
so
Well, that's
I'm happy
good. That's
with
not
that.
bad. You know,
Shout out to Martin because
Mhm,
like Martin is someone I've watched as well. I've watched you
mhm.
guys for so many years, and they did him dirty. So it's
Yes, they
I
very
know
much did
he
him
definitely
dirty.
keeps watching just to see, like, because of course at the time when she snaked him, people really thought she was just this angel. They didn't know how
I mean,
messy she was.
she damn near tried to make him seem like a, sex offender,
She
basically,
did. She did.
and that was very wrong.
He never
That w
recovered from that. Like, as far as his numbers, never again got as high as they were before that.
Yeah, I think that, that was wrong. Um That was very wrong for her to do that, and she tied it
Hmm.
into, I don't know what the man's sexuality is, but I think she tried to steer it in a certain type of way, and she should have been called out for that because it was not right what she did, and I'm no big Martin Lewis fan at all, but I do think that how she did him was very dirty, I do, but when he started the video he did this week, laughing. I mean, he
Hmm.
took great pleasure. Martin Lewis did a recap on this. He and Erica, Erica tried to use him for coverage once upon a time. And when she got back with Damien, she basically threw him up under the bus. And he really
Hmm.
thought he had a friendship with her. He flew
Yes,
in
he
to go
did.
chill with her and whatever. And when she got back together with Damien, she threw him up under the bus, tried to make him seem like he's some sort of pervert and all kinds of weird shit, and burned the guy pretty bad. And you know how Erica does, basically. She's definitely a weirdo. So I'm glad you were able to successfully separate yourself from her because yeah, she's bad news. She's
Yes.
she's definitely bad news.
Well, Fran, I actually did an interview. She was actually on my show, and I was interviewing her, and Martin came up. Or wait, Martin came first. Okay.
Mhm.
And they pretty much had a sit down on my show. And I just simply asked, if it was okay if they could talk about it. And Martin was open to the idea to let bygones be bygones, but he did feel that she owed him an apology for that
Mhm.
because, of course, it was all made up rumors and false allegations. And she would not. Like, she stuck to her guns and said, "It's in the past. I apologize to you behind the scenes. Why would I have to do it in public?" And to his defense, he was just like, because what you said was in public. And a
Right.
lot of people still are going with that idea that might be true. So, and she would not like, and it
Well,
showed how
she doesn't
terrible
want to admit
she
herself to
was.
being a liar. Just like it really took a lot of people were talking about it, but when you talked about it, I talked about it, the whole book thing. Sis, the book,
Hmm.
you did drop that the book was the same book. I have her book because her book was part
Hmm.
of a book club that I had going last year. And
Okay.
when you said that it was the same book, and then I
Hmm.
looked it up, I was like, damn it, if it's not the same book. I have her first printing of her first book. And
Yes,
it is the same book, and
it
then
is.
she never sent the books out. It was a whole big scam. People were coming to
Hmm.
Houston, and she did not want to admit that she fucked up, that she said it was a new book. It's not a new book. Then she didn't have enough books. She hadn't sent out books. She hadn't sent out refunds. The meetup was never happening. Like, it took so much for her to just come and say it.
Yes.
And she's just, it's crazy. It's
But
just
the reason
crazy.
why, Fran, is because of my mentor. I
Yes.
connected her with. She said that he was a scammer, that he had scammed her in some kind of way. But the truth is, she couldn't afford to pay him. Okay, that
Right.
was the problem, and she owed him roughly, I think it was about $2,800 a month. Okay, which,
Mm.
what for what she was asking for, because he was the one that revitalized the book. Okay, he did that. He did a new cover for the book. He arranged the book tour that she was speaking, that she was going, saying she was going to be doing, and he pretty much gave her a team of legal services. So they had worked out a contract. They had signed an NDA, and neither one of them told me that they were doing business with each other. I connected her with him just as a mentor, someone who she could talk to, because she was going through such a hard time with getting over Mucker.
Mm-hmm.
And they decided to do business together. And once Cryer left her and wouldn't pay for the book and stuff, and wouldn't help her with the car and all of that, and got tired of paying her rent, she really couldn't do anything. She really was struggling to pay for this tour and everything on her own, and came out with this story when people started wondering, like, well, where's the book, where's the tour, all this and that. And that's when she started saying, oh, I was scammed by, and she
Yeah,
mentioned my
she
mentor
tried to
and,
use
and
the
myself.
situation
Hmm.
to make him look bad. That was bad. I definitely did talk about that when that happened, because I was like, you got to be kidding. Um it was a you look, it's I don't even know what's these people are it's I don't even want to say they're crazy, but it's such a crazy complicated situation. um it's really a lot. I think you're doing a great job. I
Thank you.
enjoy watching your channel, because just as much as people like to come and maybe listen to me talk about Liv or Keisha, like you do the same thing for me. So I hope that anyone who you guys stuck with this, and you guys like this story, she's such a good source to go and get the latest as it's happening. So I hope you keep doing what you're doing, because it's so much fun. And do you have anything else new planned for your channel? Like, is anything else, just in case these people fall off the face of the earth? Like,
Well, I'm actually going to be
What else
covering
is
a
coming
lot of
for
other
you?
stories. I'm
Huh?
actually covering the Jaguar Wright story. Like, I'm part of that sector, but I haven't
Okay.
started doing content on it. But that right there is my guilty pleasure. Like, oh my God, that
Okay.
woman is all over the place. So I
Yes.
kind of watch that. I,
She's a
I
little
keep up with
bonkers.
it. She's
Yes.
bonkers. And so I keep up with that story, and I'm going to be doing that as content, as
Hmm.
well as a couple of the other. So, like, sometimes I cover like CJ So Cool and them, and just looking
Yeah,
for
that's a
whatever
fun
interest.
story. I do love that, because I mean, I really I love listening to Nike talk. I'm not gonna lie.
Hmm.
She is very um she keeps it real cute, but she keeps it a little
Hmm.
spicy. She's funny. And then ditzy ass Lexi. And then
Yes.
you got damn Royalty with her
Royalty with her
ratchet ghetto
wild. Yes,
behind. Oh my
yes.
God. I
I'm so
love,
shocked. I'm so
yes.
shocked in Royalty. Like, seriously.
Royalty, and that man she's with, girl, he is
Oh
so,
my
like,
gosh.
next week we need to plan a date for you to come back and we can talk some CJ So Cool, because that thing, if you guys don't know, Nike is moving to Vegas, and because Kamari is going to be closer to her dad, and it's getting ready to ratchet it up a notch.
Yes, it
Nike
is.
says she's not getting involved, but I can only imagine if Kamari comes with something, or they look at Kamari the wrong way, Nike will be over there in a hot second. But I don't think
Hmm.
Nike is trying to come to town to get arrested and then let Lexi sit there, gumming, smiling and gumming. But allegedly, Lexi and Royalty allegedly have squashed their beef. I don't know. But yeah, there's a lot going on over there, and I think people are also CJ's trying to hit 9 million. He wants that diamond club too. So
Yes.
he's getting ready to be at 9 million. He's still making millions of dollars. Don't feel sorry. Nobody feels sorry for CJ. So cool.
Mm-hmm.
But it's I think that him, I'm not saying him and Royalty are running plays. I think they're really obviously broken up, but they don't mind running these stories, and
I
it
agree.
is what it
People
is.
will be
So
watching. I know I will. So I would love to come back. And I just want to thank you so
anytime.
much for having me up to talk about those trashy, like you
Oh
said,
my
ghetto
god.
misses.
One
Okay.
day I'm gonna call in when you're like, I'm dropping the link. If anybody wants to call in, I'm gonna surprise you over there
Please
soon.
do.
Okay. Because I
Please. That would make
love
my day.
talking criers, Prince family, loved by Erica, Latoya, and Rakan. They are some of my faves. It's so ratchet. I love it.
It's so ratchet. They stay ratchet so we don't have to.
Oh my.
Okay.
Oh, okay. And won't be. And won't be. Period. Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming on here today. I really, really, really appreciate it. I just dropped your link, but I will share your story on my community post.
That's
I'll
so
share
sweet.
your video from yesterday. So but yeah, thank you so much for coming. I really enjoyed talking to you.
Yes, ma'am. Have a great day.
You
Thank you for
too.
everybody that's been listening to this mess. You all have a good
Okay.
day.
Okay, take care. All right, bye-bye. Okay, guys, we went. It was a marathon today. So we went about an extra hour over, but I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation. Any of you guys who come back upon the replay, thank you. I appreciate it. I guess we'll get into Latoya's video tomorrow. Or I might just react to it offline and then post it to you guys as a video. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Wicked Angel definitely is, she is a resource on this topic. If you want to get into this story, look, at the end of the day, these people love having new subscribers and watch time. That's how they pay their bills. So at the end of the day, don't feel bad about being over here at Reactors, because the bottom line is reaction videos feed the algorithm. And that's how everybody makes a coin over here. If anyone out here is trying to make a coin, that's how you gonna make it. So but yeah, Wicked Angel is awesome. Thank you so much, Vibe Tribe. I appreciate that. Wicked Angel she's awesome, and she's definitely, to me, an expert on that topic. And if you enjoy it, please go and show sis some love and support. Over there. And I'll share the video I was referencing yesterday. But guys, let's close out this poll. We know it's Father's Day weekend, and there's daddies that are gone everywhere. Okay. It's like a disease. Okay. Unfortunately. And on the YouTube streets is no different. Okay. Right now, number 6, yeah, Rakan. I have a son named Drake, and oh, by the way, I'm married. This lady here with the glasses husband, yeah, 6% say he's gone 100%. We know in this video her ring is off, but I guess we'll see. We gonna get into it. I'm gonna react to the video, and then we'll take it from there. And you guys make up your minds and you let me know. But right now it's only 6%. 21% say hips, working double, triple overtime. We know he was playing dominoes with Jasmine last night, so he seems to still be somewhat around. My man, Mr. Fictitious, Olivia's, whatever she got going on over there, 32% of you say, yes, my man, her new baby father is gone. We haven't heard him in the storyline. And she's with the kids. She's with the children right now. Okay. That is 32%, but a whopping 40% say who's gone 100%. 100% of who's gone and in the wind. Happy Father's Day to YouTube Streets mom. Yeah, Keesha, it's all you, sis. Okay. Jeremy got that his Mercedes, and sis, he's in the wind. Okay. He's in the wind. Daddy's gone. It's Father's Day weekend. Jeremy is in the wind. Okay. Daddy gone, guys. Anyway, that is what we had going on today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I definitely did. And I will drop all the links I promised. And guys, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. You guys have a wonderful day. Please hit the thumbs up on your way out, and I will see you guys next time. Okay.
Walk it like I talk it. 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 Walk it like I talk it.